Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Misty Mountain Streaming. I'm the D&D Wannabe. My name is Rob, and look at these cool people over to my this my right. Is screen right? Them. Welcome back. Can you tell I'm sleep deprived? Boy. Welcome back to our Call of Cthulhu Hotel Excelsior stream. We have had some recent developments in the story, so this should be a very interesting session from a roleplay perspective. Before we get to our recap, what's going on with the stream, I should say hello to Leo Yeager, who is shouting out in the chat. Thank you to everyone who has supported the channel in the last week. Doob, number 4, not to be confused with the previous 3 Doobs. Dark Grimness, Waifu Needed, I feel ya. Moonstar 1911, Scald's Tale, Zuko the DM, thank you guys for the follow. Overnumerousness coming back again with 13 community subs gifted a few days ago. Leo gifting subs, thank you buddy. TL Holdren giving out 7 community subs. We are almost halfway towards our goal again to give away more free stuff. Cozy Avalon, Guado, A Mighty Moon Noodle. Yeah, I read that right. A Mighty Moon Noodle. Master Mugambe, Ashes and Posies, and Misery Artist. Thank you guys all for the follows.
Rama Lama.
I know, there's a lot has happened while I go to Toronto. I should go to Toronto more often. Oh, and there's Camaramalama in the... And if we're not saying that right, correct us, please. Cup of Tiefling is here. Hello, and thank you. We are getting guidances. We are getting things bought for the rest of the chat. I'll go ahead and put those out there for us. Boop.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It goes right there.
It goes right there.
Bling.
Ooh, what else was I saying? Oh yeah, we are Misty Mountain Streaming. We like to tell and experience great stories, and our preferred way to do that is playing tabletop role-playing games, like Call of Cthulhu. And without further ado, let's re-meet and welcome back the people to my right. We have an empty chair for now, so we'll try and save them for later.
It's your left, camera right.
I forget because I have my camera
yours
flipped.
Is reversed, isn't it?
I have flipped it.
I tried to figure out how to do that today and couldn't figure it out. So
I'm a strange bird. Let's hear from Dr. Abernathy first this week.
Okay, hey, I'm Mike. You can call me Mike or Uncle or Dr. Abernathy or Diggy or whatever you want to call me. I am a longtime player of these types of games. I actually am a longtime player today. I've been playing Pathfinder all day and then slid right into this game that I love. I played Dr. Everett Abernathy. He is a doctor of medicine and a straight-laced, well-scheduled, well-put-together, very intelligent, not very attractive, otherwise rather average son of a gun. And he knows nothing about the most exciting things that are going on at the Hotel Excelsior right now. He thought he knew the most exciting things, but he definitely doesn't.
As you were describing Dr. Abernathy as a woefully average, unbecoming, hairy gentleman, I was imagining myself if I just moved the beard up into the mustache area.
Yeah, you have to show his picture every so often. I don't know that we get to see it enough.
You know what? Let's pop him up here real quick.
His mustache is legendary. There you go.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Mike. Let's meet Ellie.
Hello. It is me. I play Ellie. My name is Kealy. I forgot everything I was about to say about myself, which does pretty much describe me as both tired and forgetful and 30 now, so I'm officially
so the mind is going.
The mind has already been gone for a long time. Yeah, longtime tabletop role player, artist on the side, owner of 2 cats who will be playing in the background. That's about everything that's interesting today.
I guess that would mean it's me next, right? So, hey, what's up? Yes. I'm Erik Braa. I am an actor, voice talent. I do stuff and things. And I play Jack Kealy, who's feeling pretty good about himself right now. And yeah, this is an exciting game. Check me out on my stream if you want. It is at Erik Braa. And of course, my website, erikbraa.com. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Rob.
You're
Thanks to
welcome.
Misty Mountain Streaming for letting me be here, and Misty Mountain Gaming, of course, being the parent of all of that. So, yeah.
Like you have to thank us for you being here, we have to thank you for being here.
And
Not
for
at all,
winning
not at all.
Cthulhu last week.
And
You
for-
won
yes.
Cthulhu.
That was it. Cthulhu died. It turns out Lorenzo Ricci was Cthulhu all along.
Turns out I love calamari.
Died by smoke inhalation.
What does that say about my character?
Thank you. Hello to Cup of Tiefling, still redeeming stuff for people. Thank you so much. Even redeeming the correct stuff. He's spending even more channel points on us. I was gonna give him the guidance just because. Also, thank you to Tazvarax, who is here in the chat now. Pardon me. And thank you to Leo Yeager, who is making a very similar joke to the one I made at my own expense. We can... I do want to say to Katie, since you are older now, you are wearing an accessory that I don't know that I've seen before, that I saw you putting on a second ago, and it seems cool. What's around your neck?
Oh yeah, so this was a birthday present I got, actually, if I can take it off.
Happy
It's like
belated
a-
birthday, by the
It's
way.
like a necklace that's like a snake.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
all...
yeah.
Steve left. Things broke.
Everything's jumping around.
Katie has
because
been
Steve
split in
left.
half. There it is.
Oh no.
Wait, he's coming back. Everything's
Is
fine
I
now.
stayed where I was
Everything's
supposed to.
fine. Everybody's fine.
I did put the link to Erik's Twitch channel in the Twitch chat if you would like to check him out. He's going to be live tomorrow night, hanging out, drinking some beers, talking cool stuff. I'll be there later in the chat with everybody else. And that has bought Mr. Johnny Lawrence enough time to come and hang out with us. Mr. Johnny, how are you doing tonight, and who the hell are you?
I'm good. Is this thing on? I just had to set up my microphone from scratch.
Yeah, you might want to start again because you were a little herky-jerky there, but you are coming through.
Okay. I think I've.
Well, that
I
was
think
just the
everything is
internet.
back to the way that it was before.
I think that was an
Yeah, I think
internet
you're good.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just internet.
Okay. Well, hello, internets. My name is Stephen Franklin. I'm the other half of the Bardic Twinspiration podcast, along with Rob. I'm here portraying Johnny Lawrence, the down on his luck, but that's a big hush thing. Actor who is staying at the Hotel Excelsior trying to land himself a new gig and has somehow been caught up in some sort of art thievery or relic espionage or something like that, and is both very excited to participate in that and also, maybe find some inspiration therein.
All good things. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to see what trouble Johnny gets into this week. I believe Abernathy has been confessed to be a favorite character by the chat here. People imagining how he organizes his suits throughout the week and whatnot. Nice little character details being recalled. If you are just joining us, by the way, we have a back catalog of these that you can watch on our YouTube. I'm going to drop links out. I'm dropping a lot of links into the chat right now. Misty Mountain Gaming on YouTube. We are not the only Misty Mountain Gaming there, so look for the logo. Or follow the link in the chat if you're hanging out with us live to watch the old episodes. There's also a link to Mike's YouTube channel, to Steve's podcast, and to Katie's art page, because I don't think Katie mentioned she was an artist.
Indeed.
Thank
There's a lot of cool stuff.
anyone who is watching us live, by the way. We are streaming this on Memorial Day. It may be a slightly shorter stream to be able to give you time to enjoy the holiday, but since we all had the day off, we wanted to go ahead and play. I have been up for a very long time, coming back from Toronto at a crack of dawn flight in a different time zone. So if I seem a little loopy, and TPK this campaign earlier than planned, this might be why. I think that is the last thing. You might see in our Twitch tags, and you might see at the bottom of the placard beneath me that this is an 18+ stream. We are not guaranteeing that there are going to be... Yes, We are not guaranteeing that there are going to be questionable or objectionable material in this stream, but if it does come up, we are all adults enjoying ourselves for your entertainment, and we do not plan to shy away from things that we as players are not uncomfortable with. So, viewer discretion advised.
I was gonna go with nudity, but I decided not to. I figured I'd spare everybody.
Appreciate
Last
it.
time I did that, everything exploded.
Yes, I still enjoy that gift.
That is my
I
favorite
think
gift.
from except for
Hey,
Johnny
dude.
constantly trying to score, I'm not sure that there's really been anything 18 plus.
No, it's more a CYA thing.
No, I know.
But
It's
still.
gonna happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, we did burn a man alive last stream. So.
Well,
Oh,
he
that's
was
what I was
knocked
going to
out.
tell you. Technically, in Call of Cthulhu, when you murder somebody, you are supposed to make a sanity check.
Well, that would be tonight then.
Yeah, there's...
Even if they deserved it, even whatever.
Oh, they deserved it.
Even if you were comfortable with it, even if you've done it 1,000 times. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because
I do it
we
1,000
need somebody to start losing some sanity.
I have requested
Well, if-
Mike to assist me with some rules stuff this week in particular because, as I said, coming back from Toronto, I had time to throw my luggage in the door, and I didn't realize I had thrown the luggage with my rule book and my campaign notes into my house, which I am not at. So, some rulings might be coming from Dr. Abernathy tonight. But yeah, let's go
really,
ahead and...
we kind of moved past this, but if the most 18 plus thing that has happened on this game is burning a man alive, I question what kind of D&D game you're running where
Fireball.
people don't burn alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's I think your players are doing something wrong.
Well, let's go ahead and roll a sanity check for Jack Kealy, and then we'll get into the recap and the roleplay.
Oh, good golly.
So we're
All
going
this
to roll
probably
those
isn't gonna
percentile
go well.
dice. Remember, low is good.
Ooh, low is real good. I got a 16.
16. I think you're fine.
I'm going to check my sheet real
I think
quick.
you're fine. I'll double check, but I think that just
means.
means you're fine.
Oh, look. Mythical Mania is joining us. Mythical
Yeah, that
Mania
was
joins-
almost a critical success.
Very nice. All right. Let's...
Man, I love
Give a
this
little-
character.
Jack is awesome. To everyone who is not involved in the mob. All right, so these four characters that we've just been introduced to once again, Ellie Walker, Dr. Abernathy, Johnny Lawrence, and Jack Kealy, are all staying at the Hotel Excelsior, a past its prime grand hotel in 1932's Chicago. They have met a colorful cast of characters and realize that all is not as it should be in the hotel. It seems that some of the guests here are missing elements of their memory, things that they should know they no longer are. They might think it's the wrong day, or forget something about their job, or forget something about their personal lives. There was a clandestine trade that happened between a mysterious woman and a Southern Reverend and a Eastern European gentleman. It seems to have, or at least has been theorized, to have involved a stolen Egyptian artifact mentioned in the paper for a large sum of cash. The transaction was apparently forgotten by one of the members of that handoff, but did not escape Dr. Abernathy's notice. There is a Hollywood starlet in the hotel. There is a newlywed couple, a French brother and sister who are on the hotel staff. There was an incident involving Mr. Kealy that involved a door being unlocked seemingly by itself. A gunshot through that door got the police involved, and there is a detective snooping around the hotel now, seeming to ignore the facts in favor of pursuing some personal interest. There is a wannabe war hero who has made a deal with Jack Kealy to have a stern talking to at midnight tonight with the Eastern European gentleman. There is the good Reverend, who Ellie broke into his room, who decorates his walls in arcane scribblings from all over the world, and she stole a particular piece of paper from that wall before Jack, and Jack alone, has realized that that entire room and its occupant were burning. Seizing an opportunity, Jack finds the man he was sent here to kill and throws him into the burning room, meaning that notorious mafia hitman Lorenzo Ricci is now, at least theoretically, taken care of.
Sleeping with the Crispies.
Yeah, he's been rubbed out, see? Meanwhile, downstairs, a much more amicable conversation is taking place between Ellie Walker, Dr. Abernathy, and Johnny Lawrence, finally collaborating on some of the strange things that have been going on in this hotel. Other important-ish things I should mention, I suppose, are that there is a closet that Ellie didn't know existed, filled with medical supplies in the basement of the hotel, and that the bellhop, Terry Winslow, was outside Jack Kealy's room the night he put a bullet through his door and lied about the event to Miss Walker. Travis Cole, Dr. Abernathy's man, lost an entire day and has been absent today, taking a day for his health. Is there anything that you all deem important that I have failed to mention?
The chef also reported that he had some memory issues.
Mm-hmm.
The what's the guy, Hank Martin, had
Yes.
an affair and I guess forgot about his wife or forgot about the affair, one or the other.
Could be both.
Yeah, I don't know. And a conversation that Johnny, Ellie, and Dr. Abernathy are in with this Bauer fellow has revealed that at least Bauer and the Reverend believe that some sort of creature named Ligor, I'm not sure I got that right, is invisible and eating memories here at the hotel.
Very close. He would have pronounced it in what we decided last stream was a Transylvanian accent, which was way more fun to do.
Teasing you.
It was way more fun to do than trying to be German, so I'm just going to keep that up from now on. I just hope everyone is prepared for that silliness. It was a Loigor.
Loigor.
Yes. I won't tell anybody how to spell
I
it in case
spelled
they
it.
Google it.
That's all right. I spelled it phonetically and then just chose to pronounce it wrong anyway.
It's a liger. So there's a liger somewhere in the hotel. Napoleon Dynamite is very excited.
Exactly. So that seems like a thing. Dr. Abernathy's not convinced that all this supernatural stuff exists, but he's running out of other plausible explanations. I think Johnny's more or less ramped up on the same story. I don't know what he thinks about it, and Ellie just got brought into the Mystery Memory Club. Yeah.
You really need a better name for that club. Although it does make a great name for a sandwich.
Not the kind of thing that Dr. Abernathy should be put in charge of.
Most things aren't.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to pick up, since we left off with Mr. Kealy, we are going to pick up with Ellie, Abernathy, and Johnny. You guys were down at the mezzanine bar, and I believe you were... Help refresh my memory. Had the conversation with Dr. Bauer ended? Professor Bauer, I should say?
No, we were still in it. I think we had just gotten Ellie involved, and we thought that was a good time to move the camera somewhere else. And I will remind you while I have the floor here that we still have a midnight meeting with the Reverend in his room where he was supposed to introduce us to Bauer, whom we have now already met.
Yes, that is correct, I believe. And before we get too deep in, hello to Verdania Man, and welcome back, Holdren. How's it going? All right. So, as you guys are all kind of huddled around this corner of the bar, Ellie on the flip side of the bar back there with Bauer, since she works here, and you two huddled over the gentleman. He says to you all, I understand that this may all seem quite spectacular. I would not blame you, especially you, Doctor, as a man of science, for not believing me. However, perhaps that is for the best. Regardless, my musings, my interests, and my studies, I do not usually get to ramble so long about them, and I appreciate you indulging me.
Well, I'm still seeking a resolution to the reasons for these memory losses, and so far you're the only person to offer an explanation. The Reverend believed that he would introduce us to you, Johnny and I, in his room this evening, and that you would absolutely be able to make us see the light. So I'll try to keep an open mind, but you understand it's kind of far-fetched. I mean, to say the least.
There is a time, Doctor, when I would have absolutely agreed with you. I am not sure that I am glad that time has passed. Would that I could return once again to the blissful ignorance of the way I believed the world once was. But, if there is a way to prove to you that I am not mad, then it can be found in the good Reverend's room. He has made it something of a business to collect knowledge following certain events in his own past. His room is a repository of sorts, of much knowledge, strange and terrible.
Ellie says, "Yep,
I'm
sure
sorry, I hate
is."
that my brain instantly goes to, it's a suppository? What?
That's good.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Never
that's
would have
whoever
guessed.
heard of somebody doing
No
that.
way! This is the
That's
first time I'm
weird.
hearing about that.
What? That's crazy.
Well, then,
I'll lean
you
over
know,
to the doctor and say, hey, maybe the doc knows something about that picture in your pocket. I don't know if it's a good idea to show it to him or not. This is all a little, to me, but, I don't know. Obviously you're not buying this sort of thing, but, it might kind of help us know what we're walking into as far as just how cuckoo the good father actually is.
You're saying that to Dr.
You're saying that
Abernathy
to
about
Ellie.
the thing in his pocket?
Yeah.
Or the thing...
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I assume he is not talking about the thing in my pocket because he knows it's stolen from the Reverend.
You were talking to me.
Yeah, no, I was whispering to the doctor, like,
Okay. I was
about
like,
the
wait, were you
picture.
talking to me?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
believe
sorry, I
anyone...
misunderstood.
Okay.
I don't know that anyone knows except Ellie that Ellie has anything in her pocket.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
I was
definitely
wondering
not.
if y'all had a conversation I didn't know about. So
She's been on a 3-week solo adventure.
I haven't shown it to
Look,
anybody yet, but I have that intention. I just got here, so.
All right, so Johnny whispers that to
Um,
Abernathy outside of Bauer's hearing, which I'll pop Bauer on the screen for everyone.
I just whisper back that I suspect that this gentleman has already seen this.
Okay.
And unless you want it known that your
That we're-
fingers are sticky.
Which is literally what it was, but yeah.
I'll be happy to give it back to you and you can ask him.
No, it's all good.
No, I'm only interested in sharing this information if I'm not culpable.
Exactly. If you can be blamed for it.
No, I was
Yeah,
asking if it was a good idea. You know, like,
yeah.
hey,
And I think my psychology is good enough, more than good enough for me to say no. It is not a good idea.
mine's not, so you know.
Oh my.
So what time? I think we came down here. Oh, as I recall, it was 7:35 when somebody got here. So it's probably not much past that.
No.
We've still got hours until we're supposed to go to the Reverend. He seemed to think it was important, Mr. Professor Bauer, that we be there at midnight. He wasn't willing to see us earlier. Is there something significant about that?
It was merely the time that we had agreed upon to experiment together.
All right, I'm open-minded. What y'all do in Reverend's hotel room is it's an 18+ stream.
Says,
Wait, so then we have to give them details, I thought.
Oh
Because
no,
it is an
the
18
meta.
plus
says,
Hmm.
Reverend Carver is in possession of a certain, the word, incantation. And I
Yeah.
am in possession of a certain totem. Yesterday, we experimented in their use individually to test their power in this situation. Tonight at midnight, we endeavor to combine them to see the new effect. That is most likely the reason for the appointed hour.
He said the Reverend knows an incantation, and Bauer says he has what?
A totem.
A totem.
A totem. That didn't come through in the accent. Oh, for me anyway. My bad.
Many things will not, because Rob is not the Erik Braa of voice acting.
Well, everybody else got it, so it may just be my hearing. I'm very interested in seeing this. I'm an amateur archaeologist, and I have some interest in the occult and ancient cultures, and this all sounds very interesting. And by the way, have you heard about that Ankh being stolen?
Ah. Yes, I believe it was in the papers.
The Tears of Thoth.
I believe that is correct. You can roll your psychology if you want to.
Good talk. All right, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was too scared to ask this of what's her name?
Of Miss
The
Boyle.
chick with the gun.
Yeah.
Because she has, because she's the chick with the gun.
The
So
older
that's-
gentleman of questionable ethnicity, though
I
unarmed.
love that
Not-
she's the
yeah.
chick with the gun.
Nah.
That is the
Chick with
greatest.
the gun.
I fail spectacularly, but don't fumble.
Okay. Yeah. Seems correct.
Okay, well, yeah, I read the paper too. Thought it was interesting.
Johnny, Ellie, what are you guys doing during this conversation? Anything at all? Just taking it all in?
Well, we're into like the evening, right?
Yeah,
Like kind of the
it's after dinner. It's a cocktail hour.
okay,
Push
good.
night.
So I'm having a drink. First of all, because this is stressful. Just like real life. Second of all, I'm listening to this, right? And in my head, I'm like, I saw that guy's room. I'm thinking about it. And I'm gonna kind of lean in. I'm gonna kind of lean in if I can. Like there's like a break in the conversation. She's gonna ask, just for my information, what does an incantation look like? Is it on a piece of paper that's like pinned up on a wall or something? No reason.
That's awesome.
No reason.
That's
Asking
great.
for a friend.
Says
That's great.
an incantation is a chant, a series of words. It is spoken, but it of course can be written down on paper, and if you wished, I suppose it could be pinned to a wall. And he's looking at you because he also has been inside of the room with lots of paper pinned to the wall, and reasonably presumes that you have not. I would, since you're kind of playing dumb here, would you like to roll fast talk just to be innocent in this?
Sure.
You don't have to. If not, he's just going to be looking at you sideways.
Jack talking.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay.
Some Jack talking.
Well, I'm gonna fail. Yeah, I guess I can try. Hold on.
Remember, you do have bonus
It's that
die
kind of
bought from
it's
the
that kind of
chat.
commitment we're looking for.
I know I've got so many bonus die. I feel
wanna-
like there's at least 3 in there.
Do you want to cash one in?
Sure.
You can only have one
May
at
as
a
well.
time, so you have
Yeah,
cashed
may
in
as
the
well.
one you
It's a
got.
good skill to succeed at too. You want to
Except
raise.
there was
the
like
difficulty.
several bots.
It is. If I could raise my fast talk, that would be super cool. It's
Where-
very unlikely to be a success.
Did
But
I
I
just
think
drop a die? Where'd it go?
Um.
I'm sure I'll
Uh-oh.
find it later.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll find it
Hey,
later.
Bliss.
Just don't be a D4 and I find it with my foot.
I think it might have.
I was about to say you're
That's
gonna
worse
find
than
it with your
Legos,
foot.
dude.
Oh yeah.
I got this one right here is
Whoa.
like a metal oh my god. I started to step on it the other day and I was like, oh god. And like luckily I wasn't walking fast or anything. I just my foot started coming down. I was like,
We got it. I got the D10. Hey, Bliss. So how'd
Drop
that roll
to the
go?
land down under.
I'm afraid that even with the bonus die, it was nowhere close to a success.
Okay.
Well.
So you've leaned in over the bar top and you were saying this. And Bauer says, actually, I would think it quite strange for someone to place a written incantation upon the wall, or to assume that one would be, and yet, this one is. And you know this.
Yeah, if I was just if I was gonna have an incantation, obviously I don't. I that's where I would put it, is on the wall. So when you walk past it, you look at it, You put it on the desk or something, you're gonna forget about it.
I see.
Mhm. Yep. That's
He
my story.
puts his hand to the side and takes a
Cool
cocktail
story, bro.
napkin and dabs a little bit of martini off of his lips. Says, perhaps it would be best if I adjourned for the evening. I take it I will see you gentlemen at midnight.
It certainly, Johnny and I will be there. I look at Johnny and kind of half nod, and I say, we might want to leverage Miss Walker's intuition about incantations as well. She seems to have some insight.
She certainly does.
I mean,
Dun dun dun.
I've heard some things, I've heard people say words.
That could be useful. Your experience hearing words.
Do you... Mr. Bauer kind of looks around for a moment. Johnny, as they are talking, you begin to smell smoke, which isn't altogether uncommon in the bar until you look around and realize no one around you has a lit cigarette.
And that smoke would smell a little different.
It does smell a little different, as a matter of fact.
Burning plastic, I believe.
Are we anywhere near the kitchens right here?
You are across the hotel from the kitchens.
Okay. I don't know that I know that. I'll just say, hey, are we anywhere near the kitchens in this place? I think someone's steak might be burning.
Smells
Well,
like Italian food.
Oh my god,
I'm
Rome's on
hungry.
fire again.
This
Nero is burning.
It's Southern Italian fusion.
It's a fusion of
Oh boy. That was good, Mike.
screaming Italian.
As you guys are pondering this, you begin to hear the sound of approaching sirens.
Huh. Okay. I tried to move in the direction of the smoke, which sounds stupid, but I'm like trying to figure out where it's coming from. I'll put it that way.
So,
He will investigate.
Is there a
further.
smell check? we can
there's
do?
not a smell check.
Is there a sniff hidden?
if you move
If
towards,
hidden, I love it.
if you move outside the mezzanine, kind of the rooftop of the mezzanine bar, and make it towards the mezzanine with the balcony overlooking the first floor, and you look up, you can see that on the opposite side of the building, floor above the Avalon restaurant, smoke is just kind of seeping out of some of the interior balconies, coming from a fire on the far end of the first floor.
Wait, the first floor?
Oh shit! I stay on that floor.
Is it? Let's see.
On the.
Oh, yes,
Not
111.
that
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It is.
Pretty
And in my
important floor.
notebooks-
It holds up all the ones above it.
But it was actually room 10 something was actually.
101, I believe, is the burning one. But again, my notebook is.
Well, that's
home.
Carver.
101 is Ellie and 111 is the Reverend, or the other way around.
But other way around.
Okay.
101 is Carver and 111 is Ellie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know
And it was
that Ellie's
Lorenzo.
room is now empty.
Well, you know that. By the
Sorry, I
way,
shouldn't have shared.
you're good. No, please. I mean, it's knowledge on the table. Kealy, by the way, I imagine you're not hanging out on the first floor. Are you running to the elevator? You taking the stairs?
I'm taking the stairs up to 501 to my room, and I'm grabbing my shit.
Okay. That's
Whoa,
reasonably-
Kealy, where's the fire?
All right.
Oh, you see me on the stairs?
No.
No.
No,
I would
I
assume I'm already up at my room by this
I
point.
would say
Oh, yeah,
that,
you
but I don't think I'll
absolutely
get a chance.
You absolutely
you know.
are. I just wanted to make sure you weren't like running through the lobby right now and they all see you.
Oh, no. I actually packed pretty light. I really don't even have to go to my room. I was just figured I'd go there, and then I'll come out all, what's going on?
Yeah. Of course, you got a plane ticket at the end of the weekend to take you back to the West Coast. So you lot come out and you see the smoke pouring out, and seconds later, a police detective runs in the door, followed quickly by some firemen in all of their get-up with their axes, and they start charging up the stairs towards the source of the fire. And you see Miss Joe down at the front desk, and just beside herself and bewildered and clutching at her pearls.
I clutched my snake!
I mean, is there a fire alarm in 1932 or whatever it is?
I am not
Because otherwise, my
certain.
instinct is to go make sure Travis knows the building's on fire or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Let's see.
That is a good question.
Wait, what is what?
The heated
Nope.
history of fire alarms.
Were,
Is that what you're Googling? Okay.
were there fire alarms?
And that's what it's called. I'm gonna say yes.
In 1890, Francis Robbins Upton patented the design of the modern fire alarm,
Yeah. They weren't.
but apparently
weren't the,
nobody used it.
Not
This
at the
is-
Hotel Excelsior,
what?
they didn't.
This is years after the Chicago fire. They take
You'd think.
they take fire seriously here, and do not want to repeat of what happened some decades ago. So yes, while there's not a ionized smoke detector, there is a fire alarm, and if it has not already been pulled, you are welcome to do so.
Okay, well, yeah, I'd look at Ellie and I say, "Where's the fire alarm?" And if it's not obvious, we get it done. We don't have to role play it. I just, I want the people that we care about upstairs to protect my shit too.
I would say
to
it's,
live through the fire.
I would say it's probably right across in like the restaurant lobby, because the
Don't
most
let it
likely
get
place
down
to
to
have a
the still.
fire. Yeah, well, the most likely place to have a fire would be from the kitchen, right? So I feel like.
Well, with how everyone smokes in the basement.
And in bed.
In bed, yes. It's just really
Yeah.
just firework
Smoking
waiting
in
to
the
go off.
basement.
Yeah, and in the delivery room and
Yeah.
everywhere else this time.
Well, you definitely don't
distillery
want
is
the
basically
firemen
a
or
bomb.
the policemen or anyone going
Down to the
downstairs.
basement, yeah.
So
Else they might drink
Yeah.
all your
any law
whiskey.
enforcement officials come in here to investigate the fire, we don't want them finding any whiskey.
We put an exhaust fan.
Fairly explosive, I would think, too.
Yeah.
So, the next 45 minutes to an hour is a hectic hubbub of chaos. Rooms are kind of evacuated. The lobby gets filled with people. The police aren't letting anyone leave. The firemen have contained the flame and put everything out. And they seem to be very tight-lipped. Very few answers are being extended to the populace about the fire or if anyone was injured or anything. And Jack, you are when the floors are kind of being evacuated, do you go with everyone down to the lobby, or are you kind of hiding out?
Oh no, I absolutely I was napping in my room. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. You down in your boxer shorts here, just to add to the
I don't know about boxer shorts.
Okay, sorry, your tidy whities.
What? No, it'd be boxer if we're talking
Got the
about
socks
that.
with the
No,
little
you got-
garters on them.
No,
Yeah.
I forget. This is the Dick Van Dyke era. You're in the long pajamas.
No, he went to his room. He's still dressed. He just was running the hell out of there when he starts hearing the alarm. He's like, okay, it's official. It's on.
Yeah, it's on.
So he's hoping that the job was completed the way we needed it to be completed, and he is scurrying down to meet in the lobby as well as everyone else with a just absolute look of bewilderment. What's going on?
Brilliant.
Fire.
If you guys would like, again, no answers are really being given at this time. However, conversations about it are going on in hushed corners of the room between people in the know. Anyone who wants to is welcome to make a listen check to see if they can learn anything.
Ooh,
Or
I
if you
need a
can read
history
lips,
test.
you can do that with a bonus die.
I love that skill, but I just couldn't think of a reason I would know it.
I'm kind of in the same boat. It's an indulgent skill, kind of like hypnosis to me. Like, I want it, but do I need it?
You can
I
take
have to
away my
use-
bonus, please.
Taking away
'Cause
the
I
bonus.
need to succeed at listen.
I am going to use a luck point to get myself right at 55 for listen.
Very nice. That's the
Because I
way you
rolled
want
a
it.
56.
1 luck point, that's the best we can do.
Gonna be one of those nuts.
Remind me of the names. Is it success, hard success,
Extreme.
extreme, and then
Normal,
critical?
hard, extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And then critical. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a hard
That's what
success.
they said about my porn industry.
Very nice. And Ellie, how did you do?
But
I failed.
At
That's
least
okay.
I'm listening to you, Erik.
I'm sorry.
it was my career. Excuse me. I said the
He's
wrong
trying
word.
to keep it 18 plus. Nobody's even paying attention.
It's fantastic.
The chat's
That's what they
paying
said about my
attention.
porn career.
So let's try and give you guys various bits of intel here. Dr. Abernathy, as
I failed. I
Oh, you
double
failed?
failed. Yeah.
Shoot. So the successes were Jack buying himself into success and Johnny hearing very well. All right. So Jack, as you are listening, trying to get a handle on what's going on per se and what everyone has realized, you hear things, but you kind of already know these things, because you were there when it happened. But you know that they know that the fire was in room 101, and that it seems like the room, the firemen are believing that the source of the fire were several candles on the floor that they found, just wax puddled and melted in the middle of everything. But that they're not sure. It seems like it started very quickly, almost as if there were kindling involved. like this was maybe more than an accident.
Hmm.
Now, Johnny, as you were listening, you actually get near enough to the police detective as he is speaking with one of the firemen to hear their conversation. And you don't hear all of it, and when they realize there are people close to them, they kind of move further away. But you hear a few details before. You hear this room 101. You hear them discussing that the fire may have been more than an accident. Furthermore, you hear them mention that there were 2 bodies inside. Both men, both dead. One of them, flat on the floor, seems to have gotten a head injury, but they're waiting for more police to come in and verify. Another one was toppled over near a chair and seemed, again, waiting for police investigation to verify, but it would seem as though maybe he was restrained in some way. He died from the smoke before the fire consumed him. And then they see that you're nearby, and they kind of shuffle away to continue talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody
I'll
I'm
make note
near,
of such.
anybody I'm near, I'm like, well, I hear that Reverend Carver was up to some seriously weird stuff.
Let me see who you were near, just in case.
Please put me close to Drucker.
I actually have you near. Drucker is off talking with the with the others now. You may have a talk to him if you want to call him over, but you happen to be standing next to Johnny as you were saying that, per my role.
Fantastic. So he heard slightly more than me, but we both know roughly the same thing.
Yeah, for very different reasons.
Tell me, Johnny, what did you hear? I hear that Carver's into some weird stuff.
Yeah, maybe some of the same. It's like, were you talking to the professor too?
The professor? I don't know. All I know is the Reverend. I just heard that he was in the room that was on fire.
Oh, he was in it. He was one of those. Was he one of those guys?
Well, I'd assume it was his room, wasn't it?
Oh, no. Oh wait, do I know? Let's see if I wrote down that he was calling me to room 101.
They did.
Yep, you know
They did mention
Reverend
101.
told us.
Oh, he's like, yeah, that was the Reverend's room. What had he invited you to visit him there also?
What? No, I don't know the Reverend actually.
Oh, but you knew his room number.
Because they just said it.
Oh, yeah, but did they say? But he didn't say it was the Reverend's room, did he?
I thought he did, didn't he?
Well, maybe I missed it. Yeah, well, he's like,
I had
well,
a
that would
peek
make sense.
at
He didn't
people's
seem like
rooms
he
earlier.
had it all together, you know. Gosh, but I mean, even for a loon, that's an awful way to go. But who was the
Sure
other fella
is.
that was in there? He's like,
Other fella.
yeah, I heard that there was 2 guys in there, and the only other person I've seen the Reverend
I didn't
talking
hear
to
that
aside from
part.
myself, of course. Yeah, aside from myself, the only other fella I've seen the Reverend talking to was that professor from what's it's Europe anyway. But he was
he's
with
over
us the whole
there.
time. Right, yeah, and he was with us the whole time. So I wonder who else would have been visiting the Reverend down there. No, wait. They said it was a man. I thought I had something there for a minute, but I don't. It's like, anyway, it's an awful way to go for anybody, really. And, but it's such a strange thing to have because the Reverend, I had a conversation with him just this morning, and he was saying that we should get together and have a talk in his room later this evening. And now there's no Reverend, and now there's no room. Oh, it's just a lot.
That sounds like a ticket to nowhere.
I'd say I could use a smoke, but that seems, I don't know, it's maybe that's not in good respect.
That's a good one, Johnny. I like it.
Yeah, because the joke, yeah. That's what I was doing.
Sorry.
Maybe a drink. Maybe a drink's the solution there. I said, and then I look over to make sure there's no cop around me when I say that. Man, I'd even take some of that piss that Ellie serves.
Wait, Ellie's the one that makes the whiskey?
Well, she was the one that brought me my drink.
Oh,
The other day when we were in the
she's a waitress.
club. You know, I don't really know what she does around here. All I know is that Ricci fella really likes her.
You shut your
Oh,
fat
really?
mouth.
Is Ellie there?
No. It's the ghost of Ellie.
Yeah.
Oh, Ellie's soul just burst in the room. You shut your fat mouth.
He's like,
Anyways.
you know, if I don't know much about the guy, but you know, I don't know. I'd maybe go for the less mouthy type. But that's just me. To each their own, you know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Different strokes for different folks.
I guess so. Any chance it started from like below the room, or I mean, do they know anything? Do you know anything?
I don't know how this whole building's laid out. I mean, is there a basement? There probably is. I guess there was a little on the elevator. Yeah, but no, I've really only traversed my own floor and.
Can I see through his bullshit of lies? his haze of BS.
You can roll your psychology if you want.
I will roll psychology.
I'm not an informed man.
45, which would be around the middle. It's 35 is my middle, so just above that.
Okay, so it's a success. As far as I know, Johnny is not. Yeah, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. Johnny's not like done a lot more exploring the place.
Oh no, Johnny is oversharing a ton, but because he doesn't know anything's related. Yeah.
So I think your successful psychology lets you know that Johnny is an informed idiot.
Yeah, I might be a well-informed stooge.
Well, it's just the lying about the basement. I think we all knew the basement was a thing, so that's why I'm saying it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Go
go to
ahead,
the
John.
basement of hotels.
That's
There's-
interesting information. What to do?
As you guys are having
Yeah,
a
I feel like
discussion,
Johnny's like the perfect person to make sure you monitor who he talks to.
as you guys are talking, Detective Drucker swaggers over to you, kind of fanning himself with the fedora he was wearing.
Yeah, it's getting hot in here.
Well, it
Just
used to
take
be
off all your clothes.
used to be hotter. Gentlemen,
Indeed.
I apologize that your evening has been interrupted. So, there was a unfortunate fire on the first floor, as I'm sure word of mouth has told you. Your friendly neighborhood police department is looking into the matter, and I would caution you against leaving the hotel for the time being, as it is now an ongoing investigation, and it is possible that we may have questions in the very near future.
Oh, but I have so many, Detective Drucker. Whose room? Was it Carver's room? I thought they said 101, and I happened to see that his name was there on the registry, so I just assumed. But right, Johnny?
Oh yeah. I'd spoken with the Reverend earlier on. He's amicably, of course, and it was just a very brief conversation. Yeah, it was really nothing to think about. But he did happen to mention that is where he was staying. Yes. Hey, By the way, Detective Drucker, if you want us to be staying at the hotel for an extended period of time, is there any chance that the police department might be willing to help foot the bill for such a thing? Because not necessarily. I wasn't necessarily planning to stay here that long, but if it's on police order, perhaps we could work something out.
Art imitates life.
Why don't we... I will let Johnny or Kealy do a little fast talk to see if they can get the detective to say something he shouldn't. Because otherwise he won't.
Okay, I have no stats on that one.
Everybody's got a 5% chance, so you can still roll it. You might make it.
I've got a check in it already, but let's see what I can do.
I'm going to use my...
Bonus die, there you go.
Yes, I am. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 22.
22, does that make it for you?
I have 0 stats on that, so I don't know what that
so he needed an odd 5 or less.
Yikes.
Oh, so I fail.
Okay, how did Johnny do?
I got an 87 out of 70.
Oh. Is that
Yikes.
were that using a bonus die here?
Can I do those retroactively?
Today, sure. Or you can push
I
the
didn't
roll.
know you couldn't do it retroactively. I feel bad.
No, you're good.
I set a bad precedent.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, why not? I'll do it. Let's see what it
Okay.
says.
I mean, if you got a 70, jeez.
Yeah, that is a hard success.
Hard success.
Ooh.
Detective Drucker
But
says, Mr. Lawrence, I believe that's the sort of thing that maybe you could speak to the studio about. However, a man in your position. However, if we have inconvenienced you in some way, I will speak to my superiors about making an exception on your behalf. It seems that maybe the two of you know a little bit about what's going on, and one of the victims... the victim... Reverend Carver. Yes, so it was his room, and he does seem to be deceased, but I would appreciate the two of you keeping that under your respective hats.
Oh, you bet, detective.
So it was the Reverend that was. Yeah, we were just speaking earlier. I didn't really know the man, but we had a conversation. He was going to tell me a little bit more about some of his religious type theories or something. I don't know. Seems like there was something he wanted me to know. And we were supposed to meet up this evening. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like the sort of thing that happens. You make plans to meet someone in the evening, and then you burn to death in your own hotel room.
Oh,
So you have met with the doctor, or the Reverend. You have spoken with the Reverend. Did he? What sort of company did he keep? Do you have any knowledge about any of his other relationships? If anyone might want to do him harm.
Well, the guy didn't seem to have a whole lot of relationships. You know what I mean? He wasn't really a social type, from what I gathered. I mean, it was just a short conversation, but it was a trying one. It was actually a very difficult sort of guy to talk to, and I don't even mean that from like a content perspective. It was just difficult exchange of words. Like thoughts.
That's
were
what this one is turning into as well.
Yeah. His thoughts are just kind of disjointed and such. I
understand what that's like.
Maybe it would make a little bit more sense later on.
Well, if you think of anything that might be useful in our investigation, Mr. Lawrence, and he turns to you and pauses a moment, Mr. Kealy, I trust you will let us know.
Hey, got a quick question for you. Drucker, any relation to another cop I heard at, well, may he rest in peace?
Yes, Mr. Kealy, I had a brother that, may he rest in peace.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, Drucker, you happened to say something there. You mentioned there was more than one victim?
Jesus, John.
Was he not alone when this happened? Was this some sort of like suicide pact thing? I mean, again, it doesn't make sense to make plans and then engage in your suicide pact.
I mean, somebody could have been in there and failed, and
I mean,
they burned up too. Perhaps your culprit is right there then.
All of that is privileged information at this time, gentlemen.
Oh, okay, of course. I mean, I'm not officially a member of any sort of law enforcement investigatory type services.
But I have played one on TV.
I have spent a very long time portraying one for the cinema. So I think I kind of get the gist of what's going on here.
Detective Drucker nods. It's like, right. Well, then I'm sure a man in the industry, such as yourself, can appreciate that is not the sort of conversation that I can be having with the civilian at this time. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I have others to inform and coordinate with so that we can get everyone back to their normal routines as soon as possible.
Of course. I should check in with my
absolutely
with my friend the doctor. This may change some of our plans for the evening.
I love that it may change our plans.
I don't know. We might still be going to that room. Who knows?
So the detective walks away. Dr. Abernathy and Ellie, as you guys are apart from this conversation, you see the whole cast of characters down here. Basically everyone that you have met in the hotel up to this point. Hank is down here. Hank is down here alone. You see both the Oliviers huddled off in a corner. Terry, Joe are here. Joe is actually having a conversation with one of the firemen that seems to be a little animated, but Joe can be an animated woman at times. You see Hank is down here. Sorry, not Hank. Buck. Buck is down here as well. And he's keeping an eye on things and seems to not be very far from your group and Professor Bauer and such. And Professor Bauer is here and is chewing on his thumbnail and seems a little distraught. Travis, by the way, has come down when everyone else was evacuated. Travis is at hand, Doctor.
Okay, I was going to say my instinct was to be first to make sure Travis was okay, and then once I confirmed that he's okay, ask him quickly if he's had any other memory issues today. I'm sure he says no. And then I send him back up to the room to get my medical bag and tell him to bring it down because I don't know if people have smoke inhalation or whatever, but I don't think these firemen are necessarily equipped to deal with it. And then while he's off getting my bag, I will go talk to, I mean, is it obvious that the trouble came from downstairs? Or it sounds like it's not.
It is...
Or this floor, I guess?
It's pretty common knowledge that the first floor, which is above the mezzanine, which is above the lobby, is where the fire started.
All right. So, I mean, I don't know that Ellie stays there, but I do know that the Reverend does. So, you know, if Ellie and I haven't separated, I think she was hovering around me trying to show me something. I know that off the board anyway, but I'll go back to Bauer and, you know, say, I don't see the Reverend down here. That seems to be coming from his floor. Is there trouble?
It worries me that there may be. You have not been to the Reverend's room, however, it is quite close to the fire, and that he is not here with us, I find troubling.
I might can go check on it. I sent my man up to get my bag. I'll offer to help anybody who needs it, or to see what I can do and insinuate myself with the authorities that way. I'll let you know if I hear something. And I say, Miss Walker, have you heard anything about what's going on? You work here.
Well, Ellie is very distracted.
Yes, there's another missing face in the lobby.
There is. So I've been thinking about it. I assume that there would probably be kind of a game plan for if something like this happens and a bunch of authority figures have shown up to the hotel, right? Like I've got to go over and let Paul know to like hide all the stuff in the secret space underneath the floor, and I've got to let Cosette know to go, tuck all my stuff inside of that secret broom closet.
All the shutters are drawn over the mezzanine bar. It's closed for renovations, and
yeah. So I figured that's what I did immediately, right? Like kind of set this little game plan into motion. Now I'm also wondering if I would have had a plan in place to hide my illegal mob boyfriend from the cops as well. Maybe there's like a place he would have gone to hide, because I wouldn't expect to see him out here in the lobby around firemen and police.
That's true.
I assume.
Probably not. He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. And since his room is off the books anyway, he would probably have just stayed in there unless, it was his room that caught on fire. And he's in your room now, so he might still be there. Of course, that was a smoky floor. Then again, he smokes those Cubans like they're going out of style. If smoke inhalation was going to do him in, it might have happened by now.
Yeah, so despite what Katie the player knows, Ellie the character would not be that concerned about where he is right now, because she's expecting him to be off board for a while until this blows over.
Okay.
So once I set all of that in motion, I'm just gonna go back over with Dr. Abernathy. But yeah, I've got this piece of paper just burning a hole in my pocket, and I don't want to be the only one that knows about it anymore, especially now. So I'm gonna, once we're talking to the Transylvanian guy, right?
Yep.
Like that's who we're currently talking to, yeah.
Bauer.
I'm gonna like kind of lean in and be like, so, doctor, hypothetically, if I was staying on the same floor as this guy, and I walk past his room to get to the service elevator, because I'm afraid of regular elevators. Anyway, it doesn't matter why I was over there. I may have seen something around his door on the, floor maybe. Or somewhere. Anyways, can you just take a look at this? Because it's starting to feel a little weird that I have it. And she's going to pull that paper out of her pocket, put it on the table, show it to him.
All right. Dr. Abernathy, if you would like to still be around, waiting for Mr. Cole to bring you your medical bag, I think that is acceptable. Unless, Ellie, you would have waited until Abernathy left.
No. I'm showing him. Yeah, I'm showing him on purpose.
Okay, good. Professor Bauer takes the document and he begins to unfold it from where it was in your pocket. And you see his eyes go wide underneath his almost browless forehead. And he starts to fold it back up quickly. And says, as for what has become of my companion, I am not yet sure. However, the survival of this particular document fills me with hope. I'm glad that you brought me this. He puts it in his
no.
pocket.
You give it back.
I hold my hand out. I've been standing with my hand out for it the whole time.
Such a thing is useless to you. It is only valuable in the hands of a mind like mine.
That doesn't mean you can just have it, though.
Well, you found it on the floor, did you not?
Yeah, but that's different.
How is
It
it
was finders
different?
keepers.
Because it was on the floor and not in somebody else's hand. So at least let the doctor look at it. He's the one I wanted to show particularly.
I thought that's what you were doing. I didn't see him get involved in this, so I was
Oh,
not ready
Beg
for
your
it.
pardon.
Yeah.
I thought you were showing it to the doctor. All right, he will produce it and cautiously he will show it to the doctor because he has some vested interest in convincing you, a great mind, of his veracity. But as he does so, he says,
Yeah.
Miss Walker, I do not know you. However, it is my sneaking suspicion that you are an untrustworthy sort. And this is not the sort of thing that my friend would have left lying on the floor. How it came into your possession, I do not know. But it shall not remain there.
I interrupt him and I say, "Sir, you may not insult the lady. I don't know how you treat women or anyone in your country, but that's unacceptable here." And I'm not intimidating, but I'm trying to be. I'm making sure I take possession of the paper or rip it.
Okay. He is showing it to you. You can have it in your hand.
Okay.
He says, in response, Doctor, we treat unscrupulous, lying thieves the same in my country, regardless of their gender.
You have no proof of that, do you?
Only my knowledge of my friend.
Well, you didn't expect your friend to, never mind. Just saying, you might not have known everything there is to know about the guy.
So you have this document in front of you, and as we previously described, this is quite an ancient paper. In fact, it has begun to tear slightly just by being folded. It is...
Damn it, Ellie, and I slap her.
I don't know how you treat women in your country, sir.
Exactly. You've nearly destroyed this woman. I start strangling her.
It's like that scene in Airplane. Everything's gonna be all right.
I'm gonna cut off your 6:30 cocktails, doctor.
So, it is covered again with this image of this bird-headed individual holding a familiar-looking jeweled ankh. You have seen its picture in the paper, with an extended hand over some penitent and reverent individuals as this lizard-like crocodilian thing is turned away from the gathered host, as though repelled. It is very ancient, and it is somewhat horrifying. As you were looking at it, I would like you to go ahead and make another sanity roll, much as Ellie did the first time she was looking through all this.
Yeah, great. I had a good description of it written down, but I didn't. Now I can bridge the ankh to it, so that's awesome.
If I'm looking at it again, do I need to also roll sanity?
No, it's the first time you see it kind of thing.
Okay.
I have a terrible combination of being really smart and not very sane. So I failed my sanity roll by 2, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay. I would like you to roll a D3, please. D6 in half.
That is a 2.
A 2. So you will lose 2 points of sanity.
Okay.
As you do so, and help me remember, because again, I'm rulebook deficient at the moment. Whenever you fail a sanity roll, you react in some way.
If you lose 5 or more as the result of a single roll, you get a temporary insanity, and if you lose 20% of your starting number in a day, you get a indefinite insanity, but losing less than 5 and less than 20% does nothing unless there's something very special about this, something very specific that is an exception to the rules.
I think there may be something else to it. I'm going to quickly scroll to Chapter 8 and check. If y'all will pardon me a moment and just entertain yourselves for a sec.
So, I mean, I definitely, when I look at it, I can't help but go, I whisper, but probably loudly. I'm like, that's the Ankh. That's it. I'm like showing it to Bauer. I'm like, that's the Ankh I was asking you about.
There we go.
I'm just looking and listening and not absorbing anything.
I've got it on page 154 in the bottom right-hand corner of that page, Mike, if you care. Failing a sanity roll always causes the investigator to lose self-control for a moment, at which point the keeper should choose an involuntary action for the investigator.
Or you jump or cry
or pull the trigger on your revolver.
Or rip that paper in half.
That's the best way to shoot your friend, usually.
Roll me another D6, please.
A3.
A3. So that is an involuntary movement. So I'm going to say, yes, indeed. Upon seeing this thing, you look at it, and as you are staring at it, just something about the way that lizard creature is turned away. For a moment, you think that the ink on that page shifts, and the eye of this thing looks at you, and it makes you jump, and this really old paper just splits in your hand. It is readable. It is not destroyed forever, but it is in half now.
I think we just let Cthulhu out, guys.
And you hear Bauer say, "Oh!" I let you touch it, and this is what you do. Yes.
Closure almost immediately, and I'm thinking, well, now we can each have a piece, but I don't say it.
I would also, if I can, have been trying to do something while this was happening with Bauer.
Okay, what would that thing be?
He clearly does not trust nor like me, which is fine.
Oh, he would like you and trust you fine, except that you failed some rolls.
You're clearly a thief.
Well, wow. I don't want him to be like that, because he clearly knows possibly the most about what's going on right now. So if I can try and just charm him a little bit while we're here, I'm trying to get back on his good side. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
I'm gonna get him a drink, try to say something smart. No. To try to say something
do you
that I already know.
Do you want to get him a drink down here in the lobby with the cops and firemen running around?
Oh, she's got her flask.
Yeah.
No, later. Yeah.
If you would like to try and charm him, you should absolutely do so. I'm going to award you a penalty die to do so, because he thinks you are an unscrupulous woman.
Understandable. He's probably right.
You know those whiskey types.
You can cancel it with the bonus die the chat purchased you if you wish.
He is adorable, though.
Damn those insightful types.
Yeah, I will cancel it.
There we go.
That just turns into a regular roll.
I'll just do a regular roll. I got a pretty good shot at succeeding on this one. Hell yeah. Let's see. What is that? That is a...
Well, don't show me Abernathy.
That is not an extreme success, but it is a hard success.
Okay. You do your best as Dr. Abernathy is reviewing the hieroglyphs on this image. And you notice, by the way, beneath the large image here, there is a series of hieroglyphs and words in, seems like a couple of languages. One of it's cuneiform and ancient texts from the old world that you presume might be the incantation previously mentioned.
You got to be Dr.
If any of it's Latin, I speak it, and anybody can try to identify languages with just English. So,
let's say
I don't want to get on top of
make a luck roll. And yeah, Ellie, you schmooze up to the professor as best you can, and he doesn't exactly warm to you, but the cold shoulder starts to thaw, you know? You're working
I
your
make
way
the
up
luck
to
roll.
being a normal person. Yes, there is an old Latin dialect is one of the languages presented here. And it is difficult reading, but it is not impossible reading for you. If you sat with this for a while, you think you could suss it out.
Attune?
You could
Can I-
attune to
can
it.
I-
Yes.
Do you mind if I try a roll, just see if I can on the fly pick some words out?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, okay. So
Well, the
you'll
number of letters in the word.
want to take this and
It'd be
really
easier to read if I hadn't torn it in half. I mumble.
probably so. And if it wasn't creased where it shouldn't have been creased, in fact, that's really why it tore, is because it had been
That's
folded.
the
Is
real
well.
problem.
because Ellie folded it up, right?
Thieving.
Exactly.
You know,
I
It
knew Ellie
ran
was
around in a
responsible
sweaty
for
work
everything.
apron. So
yeah, first of
Italy,
all,
if you
it could have been on fire right now.
it's true. It's true.
That's
It's really
Yep.
wonderful that you're a
And-
thief.
And honestly, that's my argument for why I don't think you stole it. I think somehow, because I don't have any idea when you stole it on the board, I think that the Reverend salvaged it somehow and you just picked it up. And
I'd have
Mr.
gifted
Bauer
it to
here,
you.
Mr. Rude Britches, hasn't even considered that.
Rude britches. I
Don't
like
get your
it.
lederhosen in a twist.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry to use such
Yeah,
language,
don't get
but
your
you are
your
Mr.
hosen
Rude
all up in a
Britches.
twist and stuff. Yeah.
So you think you would need some time to really sit with this and take your time with it and remember your college days. In fact, there's probably a book in your room packed away in some box that would be quite helpful with this. But as you
Okay.
are having that thought, Mr. Cole comes back with your medical bag, and the firemen, having been informed that you, and some of the staff in general knowing that you have a medical background, have sent some people your way, and you become diverted with that. People are being allowed to return to their rooms. Professor Bauer does so immediately. Kealy, as Bauer is leaving, and Johnny, you're probably not very far away from this conversation. Mr. Buck comes over to you, just kind of nods in the direction of Bauer, says, "You know that Furrin fella?
Yeah.
Ian, that fella, I had my ears open. You know, that man he was talking with in the bar that low these many nights. That was his room that got burned.
That was him.
I think that's yet another reason we ought to have a talk
Oh,
with
agreed.
that fella later on.
We definitely need to figure out what was going on.
Because I don't mean to sound too suspicious, but I think something needs to be done before he strikes again.
You think so?
Just between you, me, and the wall.
I like the way you think, Buck.
Once all the Johnny Law gets out of here, I think maybe I'll see that Mr. Byers fella about a couple of drinks and maybe call upon you in a few hours.
You
We can
do
go
that,
see the man
buddy.
and together.
Yeah, let's do it.
He claps you on the shoulder as he watches the elevator rising and makes his way
Kid
towards
is
the stairs.
strong.
With that, I think maybe we go ahead and take our break a few minutes early for the night. Hit the restroom, refresh some drinks, come back and get into some more trouble here. Thank you guys for watching along. Thank you guys for playing with me. We will be back. Let's say we'll try and come back in about 8 minutes for everybody. That all right? All
Sounds
right.
good to me.
We'll see you soon.
spacer white chair.
We all do have the same chair. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate you hanging out through the break. Or if you're on YouTube, thank you for fast forwarding, as I would have done. Steve has not quite made it back to his chair yet, but we are going to continue. I did forget to mention, because he absolutely would have done this, but your keeper is tired. Before Dr. Bauer excuses himself, Dr. Abernathy, Bauer suggests that you should keep your midnight appointment and bring him the 2 halves, which he says through clenched teeth, of Reverend Carver's document to his room at midnight. And regardless of the state of his companion, he hopes to continue his experiment.
I agree to that with every intention of getting back to my room after I see if I can, help the authorities here and making a copy of it.
Okay.
I'm less concerned about copying the picture that made me feel squeamish as copying the words.
Right. Now, Mr. Kealy, as well, before we move on from the lobby, you were looking for someone down here in the in the melee that is the lobby as people begin to clear.
Miss Lockwood, I'm like, oh, and I have to run to her immediately. Oh, I'm so glad that you're okay. I mean, the studio would kill me if anything bad happened to you.
I'm realizing this is all just a devious plot to make Rob do the Miss Lockwood voice as many
yes, it is.
as possible.
Been too long.
It's 100%.
Oh, Mr. Kealy, I'm so delighted that you are also all right. I don't quite know what to do with myself. This has all been quite strange. And she has the mud mask on and her hair's up in curlers. She's practically unrecognizable.
Almost didn't recognize you.
Well, tonight I think that works for our benefit, as a matter of fact. But thank you so much for your concern about my safety. You can inform the studio that I'm quite all right and that my voice is preserved. I'm still ready for anything and everything that they need me for.
Good, of course. And of course you want to keep your friend Johnny close, right?
Oh, yes. And she kind of puts her head around and says, oh, good. He's quite all right tonight. That is good. Now, do you have any idea of what's been going on? Is some sort of a fire?
Yes, the latest we've heard is there was some sort of strange goings-on in the Reverend's room.
The Reverend?
Yes, Reverend Carver.
Should I know who that is?
No, probably not. It doesn't really matter. Probably some crazy. But the point is, that's what we think is happening, is that he was, I don't know, up to something. And, yeah. And now he may be deceased.
Oh, no. I was just about to say I'm glad that everyone is all right, but he's not. Oh, dear.
Indeed. Well, I'm glad you're safe. That's the most important thing.
This was all very exciting while I thought that everyone was okay.
Yes, we may have had a fatality. That's the reason the increased police presence. But they'll get to the bottom of it, I'm sure.
Well, I am reassured that the police force and that you and Mr. Lawrence are here, surrounded by such capable fellows. I can't help but feel safer.
Good. That's important. Now, hey, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you come over here.
All right.
Mr. Lawrence, I'm so sorry that you have to see me in such a state.
Yeah? Oh, sure. Oh, Miss Lockwood. Hey. No, of course, I recognized you right away. It's no trouble. No worries. This evening's events have got us all out of sorts, I think. I wish a couple of these these blues would head on home so that we could all have a quick drink about it.
Yes, I would very much like to be back in my room resting. Do you ever have those sorts of days where things just don't quite go right and you want to just move ahead to the next one as soon as possible?
A few.
Well, I was just telling Mr. Kealy that I was very glad that you and he were both well, considering the events of the evening, but he's telling me that there may have been an accident. Someone may have died.
Yeah, it seems like there was I don't want to offend her and her, gentle constitution and things like that. Yeah. It seems that there may be some incidents that occurred along with fire. Some I can't think of it. For some reason, my vocabulary is blocked. Maybe it's the cold medicine. I don't know. Not mortalities, but it is basically like, there may have been some casualties involved.
Fatality.
Casualties? Plural?
Maybe, perhaps. That the police. So hush, hush on all this sort of thing. Privileged information until they conclude their investigation.
Of course,
Johnny. That's interesting. Who are we not seeing down here that might have been the other victim?
She looks around. Let's see if Miss Lockwood can put 2 and 2 together. Something tells me she can't.
What would that sort of role be?
It would be an idea roll. It would just be your intelligence, I would think.
That sucks. Well, actually, no, it's a 50-50 chance. Oh, and it doesn't improve anything.
Have you got hollow dice? I just heard a rattle.
I just heard the jingle too. There it is.
Yeah.
He's got the Misty Mountain hollow dice.
Yes, I got a set. It's jumped off my desk twice. Yeah, Johnny doesn't know nothing.
Johnny doesn't know that. Anyway. No. Miss Lockwood, to my surprise, says, "Where is
Johnny
Mr. Ricci?"
No, that we're missing Ricci.
Says, "Oh, I do hope Mr. Ricci is all right." Oop.
Oh, those dice everywhere.
I just unplugged my monitor.
We are all falling apart.
Yeah, my mic keeps going off.
Seriously, this fire has caused a lot of damage.
Yeah, you know what? We pushed through to have this stream, and it's a great idea. No regrets. Oh, I do hope Mr. Ricci's all right. He seemed so nice the other night. So accommodating and generous.
I don't know if Ricci was the type to show his face all that often.
You think not?
I don't know. I just believe that he was trying to not be identified here. I mean,
really?
I only saw him in the casino, but I haven't seen him outside a room in, a while. Is he okay? What room is he in?
I'm not sure.
And, if he was trying to lay low, it might be because all of these police types are hanging around. Say, you don't suppose he's maybe some sort of bootlegger or something, do you?
Lena just...
Yeah, who does do the bootlegging around here?
I just want you to know that I took 15
Edibles?
points in brawling. So you come over and fight me.
Well, this has been quite an exciting evening. I would like some time to rest and recuperate. Could we, if you know anything more or find out anything more, I'd be very interested to learn. It's all quite thrilling in sort of a morbid way. If I could meet you all tomorrow, perhaps, for breakfast, and hear a little more of what you think is really going on, and then, of course, we could transition to matters of business. We haven't really gotten to speak much after that initial conversation.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, we'll want to get you straight out to L.A.
Oh, I'm delighted to hear it. Well, gentlemen, then, if you would excuse me, I bid you good night, and I will look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow.
You
Of
can count
course.
on it. Yeah, get going. Go ahead. I think we all deserve a little beauty rest after all this.
Miss Lockwood,
Excitement.
let me walk
We've
you
had
up to
today.
your room.
Is-
Thanks, Johnny.
So, I'd be happy for the company.
Yeah.
And yeah, she will allow you to escort her up.
Yes, I will.
Rob Franklin as Lena Lockwood.
I'll be wearing
everybody.
velour.
You escort her to the door. Are you hoping to bid her good night or to do a little more?
Oh, who knows?
Who knows? I think we try to get is I will ask, is Kealy invested in pursuing Miss Lockwood for any other reason than just she's a gorgeous woman? Or are you interested in not returning to your room, or are you interested in, like, what is...
I will.
Is there anything more to offering to follow her to her room that Rob, as the keeper, doesn't know is going on?
I would not say no to a lovely evening with Miss Lockwood, said Jack Kealy to
All right.
the keeper.
Let's see.
I assumed you were going to murder her too.
You might. I mean, let's see how the evening goes. The night is young. And
And
she has a very annoying voice for Rob to do. In fact, you'd be doing Rob a favor. Just
I can't wait to hear the throes of
So I can
pleasure.
give
mother her with the
experience.
pillow. Let's see how that goes.
I knew it.
Why don't you...
I knew this is how you got to roll in Hollywood.
I think this has got to be a charm roll, so you can roll your charm. You don't have a bonus die to spend on this one at the moment, and I don't think you've earned a bonus die from me. So this will just be a straight roll. Let's see how it goes. You're a very charming fellow when you want to be, Mr. Kealy.
When I want to be, that's for sure. 49.
I think
So
that's a Jack
it's a
Kealy
success.
success. This is, I mean, it's different for everybody.
No, baby. No, baby. Leave the curlers in.
I was about to say, she's not on her A
Don't
game
change
right
the
now.
mud mask. It's fine.
Absolutely not. Do you know
That
how
is-
uncomfortable
that is
those things are?
Facing away kind of situation. Do you...
There we go. All right, can we just devote the rest of the stream to Erik explaining in detail what happened?
Yeah.
I will.
I'll go get a beer, and Robin can go as Lena Lockwood the rest of the stream.
Yeah, we do need Rob to participate.
Yes.
I am telling you right now, if I don't hear
Yes.
if I don't hear Lockwood in the throes of passion, yes, that's.
So I will.
I'm going to call it as a fail as a keeper. If you
I'll
don't
put this
do
in
Lena
Keely's court
Lockwood.
as you take her up to the room. She kind of lingers in the doorway, and you think you have an in if you want to take advantage.
Of course.
All right. A few subtle Bond-esque innuendos later, and you are sharing a room with Miss Lockwood until you feel like no longer sharing a room with Miss Lockwood. She does need to get in good with the studio, and the studio needs to get in good with her.
Yes, I'm in good with her.
Meanwhile,
back at the Hall of Heroes.
I used to love that show. Let's see.
Johnny
I
might
would
want to
like-
reconnect with
I am going
Either-
to send you my demo.
maybe Ellie to see if she knows what happened to Ricci.
Ellie, where do you head when you leave the lobby? Where do you go? Assuming that you do leave the lobby.
Right. Well, so I'm definitely not going anywhere near my distillery because I don't want to lead anyone there.
Sure.
I've noted the time that Dr. Abernathy and Bauer are meeting. Noting that for later in case I want to happen to be outside the door. What you do? But
I invited you.
oh, I'm invited? Okay, yeah, so I will be there on purpose. Definitely.
You would be there on purpose.
Because you know
I'll
all
be there
about
on
incantations, remember?
She
Yeah,
rides up on a dolphin.
I know
Yeah, she used to be a
about-
cheerleader.
Yeah, I know a little something about saying the same word over and
My
over
goodness,
again.
she came here on porpoise.
Give me a C.
Before you
Give me an
disappear
H.
from Dr. Abernathy.
She rides up on a dolphin and just goes like, "Oh, I came on porpoise."
What does that spell? Cthulhu Patagon. It was a really long cheer.
I'm gonna see if I can go up to my room. I don't know if they would let me onto the first floor, but if they are,
So
I'm gonna go look for.
Your room is kind of on the other half of the way. You know, some people. Joe has been having a nightmare down there, relocating people and getting them away. Your room is still sacred. It's far enough away from what they're trying not to call a crime scene to be okay.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that they aren't calling it a crime scene, but they still have the area cordoned off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my room under the pretense, or well, it's not really a pretense. I'm gonna make sure that my stuff is okay, right? No
Mhm.
smoke damage, like the fire didn't spread beyond that one room, that kind of stuff. Also, to see my boyfriend, who I'm pretty sure is hiding in there. Spoiler, I know he's not, but you know.
So you go in, let yourself in with the key. Doors, interestingly, not locked as you go in. As we will remember from last time, Ricci let himself out and got thrown into the other room with his. He never even had a key to your room. So when after he let himself out, there was no one around to lock it. And when you get in there, you see that Ricci is gone, but all of his stuff is still here. So at least there's some comfort in he didn't just, bolt.
Yeah. I feel like he wouldn't leave without his stuff because he loves his stuff.
No, probably not.
Last episode, I found his gun inside of his luggage. Can I check and see if it's still there?
As a matter of fact, it is.
Okay, so he left the room without his gun, which I feel like would either be really good or really bad. I'm gonna err to the side of really bad. Okay, well, there's not really much for me to do if everything else is like looking fine in here, unless do I notice, is there anything specific missing from his stuff?
Excuse me.
Or my stuff, even. I don't know.
I would say no. No. I would think not. On the other hand, I would like you to, make a sanity roll.
Okay. I will trust you. All right.
That's healthy.
Let's see what my sanity is.
Remember, it's against your current.
Yeah, current sanity.
Yeah. Okay, yep. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I failed.
You have failed? Okay.
She
I think I
produces
failed
a sanity napkin.
I think I failed almost every roll.
I need you to roll a d4, please.
I have.
Yeah, I failed pretty hard. I got an 87, and I'm not that sane.
Yeesh.
Okay. A D4.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh
I got one
my.
of those.
You're about to get screwed.
Well, not anymore. My boyfriend's like a charred brisket. That is a 3.
A 3?
A lasagna, really.
All right.
mean, unless Buck is coming around. And...
So what you have is I need you to write this down somewhere, by the way. What you have from Ricci is a 32 revolver.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Because it matters what gun you have.
Ah, shit.
Right.
I thought I took his gun
Did you take his gun?
and I pistol whipped him with it
Okay. I'm going to believe
before
that.
I threw him in the room, and so I have his gun on me, I believe.
I will abide by all of
sorry.
those things. Apparently, he had a second one somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to
okay.
say he probably has two. Was in the mall.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Yeah,
how
I
he
remember
is-
Rob
he's got
asking
the
if you
Tommy
took
gun.
it with you. I just can't remember what you said.
I'm
I-
going
Like
to.
after the deed was done.
All I remember is I pistol whipped him. You're right. I don't think we ever clarified that I stuck it like in a pocket or something. But it's
Rob-
fine. You know what? I could have dropped it or thrown
No.
it in the room. Or,
You have a
not
gun.
with my fingerprints on it though.
You have his gun. I believe you are correct.
what I was-
I don't have my notes in front of me again because this is the session. But I'm also not going to take away from Ellie having a gun as well because I've already said it.
Yes,
So,
I love
he
it.
had
Ellie
two.
has a gun.
yeah, you're all going to have one by the end of very long.
Bootleg and shooting mama.
So you're not making a sanity roll from picking up a gun. But as you were looking around the room, an idea comes into your head. And
Oh, boy.
it's less of an idea and more of a memory. Or maybe it's a message.
Flashback.
Whatever it is, it's not something that you thought on your own. It's not something that you remembered. It's not something that has happened to you. But you have the thought of Jack Kealy meeting Ricci in the hallway. You see a brief struggle.
She gets
see-
premonitions?
You see Kealy moving Ricci's body down the hallway, and then you see Ricci immolating on the floor of a burning room.
What? What skill is this that totally gives me all away? What?
It is not a skill at all. What did you roll on that D4?
A 3.
You lose 3 sanity as some idea, something has communicated to you outside of yourself a thought. And
Reminder, the bitch is crazy.
as you have this thought, the gun that you were holding in your hand, the hammer gets pushed back.
Ellie,
What?
thinking about suicide.
Did I do that?
Thank you, Urkel.
You don't
that me?
you didn't try to
Did I
do
do that?
that.
That's what I was thinking right when I said it.
Kind of spoils the mood a little if your
I'm
Urkel
sorry.
voice
I'm
comes
sorry.
on.
Now-
I'm sorry. She's the one that
No,
said
I'm not telling you to.
As you lose a little bit of sanity from that, you see that thing flip back. You must have pushed it back yourself. You didn't think you wanted to. You didn't feel yourself doing it. But the fact that you see this and then you look down and it's been pushed back, you must have. And you don't know where this came from. You don't know necessarily that it's true. But it's a thought you've had and you don't know where it came from. And it's so vivid.
Got it. Okay, so in my thought / my memory / my vision there. Oh well, going back to the gun. How many? You said it's a revolver. How many bullets do I have?
It says on my sheet that it has 6 bullets.
Perfect. Is it already loaded?
And it is loaded.
Okay.
You cannot find spare bullets. Wherever he had those, you're not sure if he had them at all.
Okay. Well, I can go through his stuff again later. I would have done that anyways. Cool. So I saw him like getting dragged down the hallway by Kealy. And whipped over the head. I'm gonna go out into the hallway and see if I can find any evidence that what I just visioned may have actually happened.
Okay.
Like drag marks in the carpet, a drop of blood, you know.
Mike can help me with this. Is there an investigative skill, or would that just be spot hidden?
It's just spot hidden. I mean, spot hidden gets used a lot. I mean, sometimes you just go somewhere and you look around.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you don't. Sometimes like it's not hidden, right? So.
This would be. I think I actually have this set, and I'm gonna see if I can do it.
I mean, there's also tracking that she could like look for scuffs in the carpet to try to, find evidence of a struggle.
So real talk, I have this set up I have 3 different backgrounds for this stream. One for the room, or this is for the hallways in the casino, and then the rooms, and then the lobby and the mezzanine. So the hallways have this red
That's cool.
carpet. So finding a blood stain or anything like that on there may be a little difficult, but it may be possible. So let's use your spot hidden, and that might give you the opportunity to check that box if you haven't already.
Roll a maze ball.
You do have a bonus
You
die.
have a thing.
I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Nah, I won't make it a hard success. Just do a regular success for me.
Okay. Well, I am definitely using that bonus die.
Okay. Wasn't it sniff
That's
hidden?
what
Yes, Holdren, you've been paying attention. And for the clarity of the people in the chat and watching this, you cannot use anything to help yourself out on a sanity roll, even these.
Yeah.
But I appreciate
What?
the question from the chat. Yeah,
Oh,
if
wait,
you're
I
gonna
have
go
one.
if you're gonna go insane, you're gonna go insane. Sorry about it.
All right. So I'm gonna sniff hidden and see if the hallway smells like murder.
Sounds good.
Oh.
What's new, Scooby Doo? Coming
Ooh.
after you.
What does murder
Gonna
smell like?
solve that mystery.
I know that's a success. Let me see how good of one it was.
Oh, we're busy getting a sandwich, man.
I rolled a 16.
Oh,
My hard
Maggie.
success would have been a 15. So I'm gonna pop a luck point on there just to make it a hard success.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Go for it. I
Ooh.
love you being
Ooh,
less lucky.
Right.
So
I do too, because I have 69 luck now.
Such is life.
Nice.
Down.
So as you're looking around,
New, I love you.
he got clocked
One
on the
could
side of
argue
the head.
that Jack Kealy does as well.
His thick, lustrous Italian hair caught most of the blood, but there's just this little section on the gold pattern on the hallway, the Art Deco style, that's a little bit blocked by red. It almost looks like a mistake in the carpet, but you look at it and you realize, no, that's blood. It's consistent with the weird vision that you had.
Okay. So the end of the hallway is blocked off. How many cops/firefighters are still there blocking it off?
Oh, right. So this was you get off the elevator and one side is like the left side is all police tape. And then the right side would be open to her to go to her room. I got you. Okay.
Pretty much. It's not like right at the
I was thinking
elevator,
the whole
but
first
yes.
floor would have been police tape, but okay.
Nah, anyone on that half of the hallway has been relocated, but she was on the other half of the building. She's okay. Make a luck roll, Ellie. If you succeed, then there's nobody over there right now.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that Elizabeth Bell is still here. Like, shoot. I'm just kidding.
Good old Betty Bell
Pretty good.
was cut for time in this adventure. I had a lot of notes about Betty.
I just sadly have her room number, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see her after Nina.
If you want to go investigate, I know exactly what she's up to.
Or Lena, excuse me. Lena Lockwood.
It ain't much. All right, how did that go?
Well, it's nothing special. My luck's sitting at a 69, and I rolled a 63. So that's
a success. So for the time being,
Your luck is 69?
Yes.
Yeah, that is lucky.
Currently,
Yeah,
there is no one over there. You don't know how long that will last, but you don't see or hear anybody down that hallway right now.
Oh, great. I'm going to look.
Okay.
For sure.
You make your way down the hallway, and the carpet, the walls are discolored, and then as you get closer to the room, they're charred. Everything is just a ashy mess inside of the room. The door is so burned away that it's just it's practically ineffective at this stage. You look in, there are no bodies in the room. They have been hauled away. They are cadavers at this point, heading to the morgue. But you see the charred remains of everything that you remember in the room. All of the paper is gone. There's no evidence that it was ever here. Just ashes.
Dust to dust.
Got it. So, like, every single thing that was in the room is charred beyond recognition.
That
Like,
was
completely.
it was a good effective fire in here.
Okay.
As you were looking around, though, it seems that a portion of the floor was protected by something. It is less burned than the rest.
Oh man, I'm gonna go look at that part of the floor.
It's pretty much in the entryway. It's maybe 4 to 6 feet in. It's about between 4 and 6 feet of the carpet. It just seems like maybe it was covered by something and did not
Should have
burn
burned
right
the whole
away.
damn place down.
What like what's it shaped like? What does it look like was sitting there?
Kind of ovular. It's kind of vague.
Like a coffee cup, perhaps.
Feel like my own intelligence is also a little low, so it's like, not only would Ellie probably not know what to do, I know.
You're always welcome to ask for an idea roll.
Yeah, give me an idea roll. Maybe I need to like tap on the floor, see if it's hollow or something.
Okay. Just roll your intelligence.
Oh boy. Cthulhu, guide me. This is not gonna be easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay.
Nope, not even
Not sure.
close. Not sure. Okay. Yeah, she will do that. She'll like kind of tap the floor with her foot, see if it sounds different than the other portions of the floor. Or if there's like a carpet covering it, maybe look under the carpet. But other than that, if nothing else looks weird, then I'll leave.
Are you
before
implying
they-
this entire place has hardwood floors?
It's all carpeted.
I don't know. Just just in case there was like a hidden compartment there or something. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, her main reason for coming here is to see if she could find anything that belonged to Lorenzo, but not seeing anything out of place or everything's too burned to recognize anyways. She's just gonna leave before someone recognizes her or sees her here.
So, here's the thing with the idea roll. If you fail the idea roll, you stand around for a while, an indeterminate amount of time, trying to come up with an idea.
Yeah. Yep.
That sounds like my life. What?
Sounds like, yeah, it's me for real all the time.
And so, your alarm that you need to probably leave comes in the form of a voice behind you saying, "So they say that the criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. But you are the prettiest criminal that I have ever seen." You turn around and there's a man fanning himself with a fedora in the doorway, blocking your exit.
I see.
That's twice somebody's accused you of being a criminal last hour.
I know.
"May I help you, miss? You know you shouldn't be in here."
Yeah, well,
I believe
know.
the tape was very clear.
I mean, it was. I just, this happens on the very floor where you stay in. You get a little bit curious, I knew this guy, so I was kind of sad and just wanted to see what happened.
Oh, you knew him. He closes the door behind him and steps into the room. "Perhaps you could tell me a little bit about him."
Well, I didn't know him that well. And I knew he's a preacher of some kind. And came up here from the south, I think. He kept to himself, always writing in this weird little book he had.
Weird little book.
Yeah, I mean, and she like gestures out to the room. It's probably up in flames at this point, so I can't really confirm that for you or anything. But that door doesn't really. You didn't have to. You didn't have to
What
close it.
sort of book?
I don't
What
know,
was
like
in it?
a.
Where do you keep it?
I don't know, like a journal. I don't know if men keep diaries or anything. I mean, I do. I've never looked inside of it or anything. I didn't graduate high school. It's hard for me to read.
That is interesting.
A very tragic story.
We didn't find any sort of a journal in this room.
Well, he must have put it somewhere else then. I don't have it. I see no set on the fingertips. I just got here. Anyway, I gotta go. Somewhere else.
Leaving so soon? As you said, you just got here. Maybe there was something you were hoping to learn in this place. Maybe something we could take a little closer look at together.
Charge you with.
Well,
What did exactly bring you into the room?
well, I live. I stay on this floor, on the other side. So, just coming past to make sure everything was good. And, I saw there's nobody here, so I decided to take a step inside.
What is your name, miss?
Inspect your handiwork.
Ellie.
Miss Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
It is late in the evening, and I know we do not know one another very well. But I hope that I do not look like a fool. And yet you treat me as one.
No, you don't look like one.
Crap, I gotta get a bottle of her whiskey first.
Perhaps we could try this line of questioning once more. What brings you beyond a police barrier into a place that an intelligent woman such as yourself knows that she is not supposed to be, into the scene of a crime where a man has died?
Sorry, a what? He was in here?
Yes,
Oh, man.
he was in here.
Well, he's not anymore. I thought all of his stuff just got burned. That's really sad. Oops.
You are avoiding the question, Miss Ellie.
Look, I told you. I was just curious. I like going places where I'm not supposed to be. It's kind of a thing of mine. So, maybe you should have left someone guarding the door. There could be children. There could be a dog. Anybody could get in here. Nobody's standing outside. I'm just saying.
This is true. I don't believe you are supposed to be in a jail cell, Miss Ellie, but if you are so interested in going places that you do not belong, perhaps I could assist you.
Well,
I can hold you for questioning.
oh, I thought that sentence was going somewhere else.
Yeah, me too.
It's because he sounds so much like Ricci that you're thinking.
My favorite farm animals,
Maybe
brown
we could.
brown cow.
All right, look. You want me to be real with you? You really want to know?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Look,
A bit of candor would be refreshing.
look. It's a little embarrassing, and I didn't want to have to tell you this. It's kind of a woman's business, I've been seeing this guy. Stop it, Erik. Stop laughing.
Sorry.
Get used to your face. I've been seeing this guy since he got to this hotel. His name is Hank. And he told me that, I was beautiful. I was like the love of his life. And then I come to find out that his wife is here. His wife. He just got married to her. They're on their honeymoon. And on top of that, he acts like he doesn't know me the next day. you know, you give yourself to this man. You have this, you know, this feeling like, man, maybe this is the one. And then he just,
I am
you know,
failing
turns
to be
around and does
interested,
that.
and I'm very excited to find out how it leads to you being into this place that you are not supposed to be.
Well, the issue is that I haven't seen him since the fire started. So I was kind of hoping maybe he was one of the guys that got burnt up. Serves him right.
One of the guys. So you knew that there were 2 men in here. I did not mention that.
Word's spreading around the lobby. You ought to keep you guys a little tighter-lipped.
A good roll that you need to make. What would that be?
I don't know. I've been bullshitting for 5 minutes.
It's funny
that's
'cause
fast
he
talk,
was
but I
actually
think
the
she gets
one
a
that
bonus
said
die
that.
on it.
Yeah.
If
He
you
was
do a
actually
good
the one
job.
that said that.
Let's
not
do
to her.
it. Fast talk with the bonus die. That sounds good.
This is not gonna go well. I'm gonna cry. And get arrested. Sure, I can't roll charm or something. No, okay. See what I got in fast talk. Yeah, it's not good.
And have to start trying to seduce people more than lie to them.
I
was about to
should
say,
have.
you are very
seduced
welcome to
him.
play to your strengths. After he started commenting on how lovely you looked.
Look, I would 100% be seducing this guy.
If you hadn't been trying to lie to him
Obviously.
instead.
Yeah, that ship's already sailed. Maybe we're doing like a round 2.
Shame
Figured
too.
you were
He's a
gonna go.
very
I don't have the
lonely man.
notebook. You can frisk me, officer.
I can't wait for Mike to play Ellie Walker in a future game. How'd you do, Ellie?
I got a 4.
Really?
Oh,
I
nice.
got a 4. It's only a 5.
Check it.
Yep, check it. Says,
I'm stressed.
Miss Ellie, is it?
Mhm.
You said you're staying on this floor?
Yeah. Yep.
What's your room?
Don't know. 111. Why are you asking?
And how long did you plan on staying, Miss Ellie?
Well, you know, I kind of running away from some family trouble, so I've been helping out around the hotel. You
I'm
know,
sorry, I don't know when you're
waitressing.
lying anymore.
Good.
Good.
You know, waitressing, working downstairs, kind of, so I could stay here for a little while. So I'll be here.
Yeah. I ain't sure. At first I didn't take you for an idiot, but you might be. Next time, don't cross the police barrier. Keep your nose out of police business. Don't waste the time of guys like me. Maybe you should head back to your room. Have a nice rest. And don't go nowhere.
Well, far be it from me to waste your time. That's never something I wanted to do. Learn my lesson. But seriously, was it Hank? Was it Hank? Can you just tell me before I go?
We have not finished identifying the victims.
All right, that's fine. But if I don't see him,
But if you are having gentleman problems, or if you remember anything that might be useful to a guy like me, he takes out a card and hands it to you. Either way, I'm happy to help.
well, you know, I think I might have just had an availability open up.
Room 111.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good night, Miss Ellie.
Yeah, just don't bring any barbecue.
He will escort you back to the tape.
Alright. I'm gonna exit stage left.
Hear the Looney Tunes music.
Sure you don't want some burnt
Yeah.
ends?
Some brisket, perhaps.
No, just the burnt end. Just the tip.
Ah,
So, Miss Kealy, I need to ask, after the first hour with Miss Lockwood, do you intend to stay the night, or are you taking care of business and returning to your room?
I will not just take care of business. I will go to
Oh,
the
God.
casino afterwards.
Okay.
Assuming it's up and running because there was just a fire, so I don't know.
Yeah, that it is functional. There are people down there trying to legitimately forget about some stuff and entertain themselves and enjoy themselves in spite of the darkness of the evening. And there is enough separation that it is still open from where the event took place. I'm going to make a quick roll. As you are at the casino, you see Buck heading down to the mezzanine bar, and he gives a quick look around and makes sure that nobody's watching, that the firemen have gone, they've done their thing. There are policemen around the building, like actually around the exterior of the building. And there are some kind of coming and going, but in a gap in their patrols, he slips into the mezzanine bar, and before very long, he arrives to you with a glass of water that smells medicinal, but is forgivably translucent. Sits next to you, and says, "Good evening, Mr. Kealy."
Yeah.
You doing all right? You seem in a markedly better mood than I left you.
Damn right.
You been winning?
Well, I just got here, but I wouldn't say I wasn't winning.
Whatever it is, I'll have what you're having. Or would you like some of what I'm having? He raises a very highball glass of pure vodka.
That's okay. What do you got there, buddy?
There's a little something to keep the spirits up. Spirits.
Yeah, I get it. Nice pun. Yeah, sure. I'll slide a glass over and like sort of let him tip a little something.
Yeah,
into it.
he messily pours it over the card table, but he
Wow.
gets enough in your glass.
Well, cheers to you, buddy.
You're looking at you. He takes a big slug of it and says, "Did a little more investigatoriness after we parted ways. Seems that popular prevailing opinion is that European fella. It's definitely something wrong with him."
Are you talking about Bauer, or there's a couple of them?
Yeah, that's his name.
That's right.
Seems like he's had some crazy ideas, acted funny, talking loopy-like. Stuff that doesn't even make sense. Everybody kind of gets a weird vibe off the fella.
I got a weird vibe the first time I saw him, but now that you're saying that, yeah, this vibe is really weird.
I hope I can still depend on you to go have a conversation with the gentleman.
Absolutely.
You know, when I met you, I sensed a kindred spirit. Fellow patriot.
That's right. That's right. I was going to say fist bump, but I guess it's a full-on handshake at this time. You betcha.
He gives you a firm handshake. It's not like Ricci.
Is it one of those ones where we stare each other in the eye?
Oh yeah.
Who will give first?
Says, I left a generous tip down at the front desk. Found out that fellow's room number. I'm prepared to pay him a visit now, if you are.
Oh, I'm more than ready. I mean, this excitement has got me going.
He pounds the rest of that vodka, which is, frankly, too much, even with the spillage, and having shared with you. Says, well, what say we make our way up and pay the professor a little visit?
You know, I was supposed to go there later, but I love this idea.
All right.
Cutting to the chase is my favorite.
He'll slide his chair back and kind of flex a little bit and adjust his coat. And once again, you notice, as he showed you in the hallway earlier in the evening, he is packing. And apologizing briefly, but insincerely, to the man at the table ready to deal cards to the both of you for the spillage. He will begin making his way towards the elevator.
I throw a chip down to tip him.
Very
and,
nice.
Exit with him.
You and Doc, always good tippers. Speaking of Doc, after parting ways from the lobby, Johnny and Doc, where did the two of you head?
Well, kind of backing up in time, before Ellie got away from me, I wanted to make sure that she was cool with me keeping her paper. I tell her that I'll return it, and I'm sorry Bauer spoke to her that way, but that I'd like to study it a little bit. You may pick up on the fact that the doctor's a little overly excited to have this paper. That little sanity loss has triggered something, and he's very interested in this now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's totally fine with it. It's better in your hands than it is in hers. Because in hers it is just a piece of paper with some markings on it.
When Bauer's out of sight, I pull out the pictures. Everybody keeps bringing me stolen paper. I pull out the page from the Reverend's book and show it to her and say, does this look familiar? Have you ever seen anything like this?
I love that this is another opportunity for a sanity check from Ellie.
Had to have some fun. I don't know if I ever made a sanity check on this. I think I just put it in my pocket without ever looking at it.
If you, I don't remember well enough to
I'm
say
not
you
dying
shouldn't,
to,
so
but I don't think it.
You might as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure all I did was take
Ellie
it from Johnny and hide it.
Nobody speak and nobody gets choked.
Hey, Maple.
Alrighty. Sanity roll.
Ellie, you have a bonus die, but you can't spend it here.
I wasted an 5 on a sanity roll.
Yeah,
well,
I got a 1.
Succeeded. You got a 1?
I got a 1. Yep.
Goodness, you guys are so sane. It's insane how sane you are.
Wow. She got a 1.
You guys are unfazed by this. It's a startling piece of art, but it's not insane or doesn't come to life or anything. But you look at it and you read the message on the back. You see the name Loretta. It is clearly, for what it's worth, a different paper than the previous paper, Ellie. Dr. Abernathy, you knew this all along, having seen them both before now. one of them being from the Notebook and one of them being obviously much older. But you look at it, you see the message pinned on the back of the art, discussing how they were no longer among the living.
Right. So there's no similarity between the two. That's really what I was trying to get out.
None at
now that
all.
I've seen them both. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I say, well, the plot thickens, and she takes off to do her thing. I've got my medical bag now. Especially after this little moment, my desire is to go see the crime scene, but you've already said that the bodies are taken away. I wanted to see them. So probably can't succeed at getting any kind of offer to do a spot autopsy or something was going to be my goal, which doesn't work very well on burned bodies, but
Not very well. If you would want to leverage that, perhaps, if that was a route that you wanted to pursue, at the time you were having this conversation with Ellie, the bodies would not have been gone. By the time Ellie went up to the rooms, they would be. You could perhaps try and pursue that route. I would probably say you need to leverage your medical degree and chat up a coroner or a medic called to the scene.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, it seemed like even though you can't increase it, it seemed like a time to, like you said, either lean on medicine or probably on my credit rating, just to say I'm important and you should involve me. But I have another instinct, which is just to go get Johnny and let him be charming, because he seems to just get people talking. So, but yeah, I'll look around. I'll look for the police, or if there is a coroner in sight or something like that. I'll, if somebody looks official, I'll say, I'm a medical doctor. Does anyone need to be treated for smoke inhalation? It's more dangerous than you think. Or if there are some rumors here in the lobby that someone might have been injured, I would hate for them to be hurt worse if they're in need of medical attention.
So what I really want to do here is have you convince people working on this that maybe your expertise in the area might outweigh theirs, so that they should include you on something that really you have no business being in. So you are welcome. I think medicine may be the role.
Okay, yeah.
I think I will award you a bonus die, but require a hard success.
That all sounds good. Yeah, I'll go for that. I like to. You've already given me the bonus die, but I usually try to earn it anyway. I start using words that they don't know, and speak about conditions that somebody might have, and you need to let me check the scene to make sure that these following 4 chemicals weren't present, because if that's the case, you're going to have to evacuate the entire hotel.
Did you check under the fingernails? Was there signs of a struggle?
Yeah,
kind of
all that.
My
medicine.
I was assuming that in my head, but I'm glad that you have given me a reason to justify that.
I make a hard success easily, actually.
Okay. Yeah. So
a 23, by the way, was the rule. I needed a 38.
And just make a luck roll. See if you're talking to someone after the bodies have gone or while the bodies are still here.
That's fair. 32 against a 65.
Okay. So if you would like them to not have taken the bodies away, and you come up and you talk to this person and start asking all these very intelligent questions, and they at first give you a little bit of a actually, yes. We are trying to treat for smoke inhalation and the sort, and thankfully very few people were staying at this hotel at the time. The first floor was relatively vacant. What did you say your name was?
Dr. Abernathy.
Dr. Abernathy, you know, I've heard of you. You're not the Dr. Abernathy, are you? The surgeon?
I'm not I'm merely a Dr. Abernathy. I am a surgeon.
It's actually something I wouldn't mind your consultation on if you have a moment.
Of course.
He will speak to a nearby officer and invite you outside as an ambulance is being loaded. An ambulance. They didn't know they were dealing with dead people when they showed up. And they go over to a body bag and they open it up and say, it's difficult to tell with the condition of the flesh. However, we believe that the cause of death here may not have come from the burns. And there are these... Well, maybe it's best just to let you draw your own conclusions and see if they match ours.
Okay.
So, if you want to... you could do a different check if you want to get a different check mark, but if you want to examine the bodies, then you are welcome to do so.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that I have that would be even close to useful would either be biology or first aid. So I'm fine with medicine.
Okay. Medicine, I feel, is the most appropriate regardless. But go ahead and roll that for me, please.
A 19 against a 77. So
Yep. Hard success. Yeah. As you were examining the body, first of all, you recognize the age of the gentleman, even through the burning, the coloration of the remaining skin. You realize there's a little more in various areas. You draw several conclusions over your cursory examination of the body. As you have seen victims of injuries and accidents from all walks of life through your medical career. You determine a few things very quickly. One, this particular victim, the first one that they present to you, died from smoke inhalation.
Okay.
Secondly, that they were restrained by the hands and feet, not to one another, but to some other object. And that those restraints were done with, you don't find any, like, fibers or chains or anything. Perhaps an electrical cord of some sort. Otherwise, of course, someone, dealing with breathing in smoke would probably have escaped. So there is cause to believe that there was foul play involved here. And also...
Yeah, show them the bruising and the lines where they didn't burn and all that stuff.
And you can reasonably deduce from your investigation that this is the body of Reverend Carver.
Okay, I say as much. I don't hold anything back because I assume they know that anyway, so I act like I'm being cooperative.
Yes. They show you a second body, which, carrying your roll forward, you realize suffered blunt trauma to the head and died from complications from that blow, but did endure burns and smoke.
We call this Kealy whipping where I'm from.
Yes. Well, as you do...
I'm not sure why it was dubbed that. It's a strange name, I know, but that's what we learned in medical school.
You can even deduce that it was done by the butt of a gun. You've seen this sort of thing before in your profession.
Hey, wait a minute here.
It was a .32 revolver that he owned, in fact.
Yep.
See what you can learn
As a
from
matter of fact, Ellie
this
owns
was
one
done by
too.
someone from California.
Come on, meow.
So as you were investigating it, you can also reasonably identify the body of Lorenzo Ricci. Actually, most of the front of him is still relatively intact. He was thrown forward, landed on his face, and the front of him is more preserved than the bottom. Or the bottom, the back.
I have to point out that whenever you
I just
see
can't rely on fires anymore.
severely damaged bodies, you're supposed to make a sanity check.
That is probably a good thing.
I don't care.
You should definitely just roll 1 for the 2 because you're a medical professional.
Yeah, I make it.
Okay. And hey, Zeke Geek.
Oh no, I'm thinking of my luck. No, I 64. I failed.
You failed. Ooh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I guess maybe I'm taken aback by it being the Reverend and all this shit that I've learned about him.
I will say that you do not. It is also noted by you that there, among his personal effects, he's still got the Chartermanes of clothes on and whatnot. And you've seen where he put that book. Every time you've seen him, it goes into the same breast pocket. There's no book on him. The pen
I was
in his
about
pocket,
to call that I surreptitiously searching. Yeah.
Yes, you identify that. The pen is there. All of his other effects, his wallet's in his pocket, but the journal is missing.
Okay.
And you do.
I mean, I take off his shoes if they haven't. I look to see if there's. I'm obsessed with finding more paper from this man.
Roll a d3, and we will. You will lose that much
1.
sanity. Just 1 point of sanity for you. And it's been a while since you've seen a cadaver, and it's been the last time you saw a dead body was Josephine.
Right, my wife.
So you lose your dinner upon doing these investigations, which does not impress the people allowing you to make these investigations.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And
I say, I'm sorry, I've tried the veal. It's terrible.
Bringing it back from episode 1.
The
all
veal.
that is show 1.
He
Watch
clearly
the
had
videos,
the fish,
people.
though.
So this takes a good bit of your time. And if you are wanting to make a copy of the paper that Ellie has shared with you in the room, that's probably the last thing that you have time to do before making an appointment later in the day. But the officers are grateful for your assistance. They say that confirms their suspicions, and they're very grateful to one, not the Dr. Abernathy.
I'm afraid they know me from the papers, and that's why I try to play it down. I do want to go make the copy. That is paramount importance. If I have the opportunity to run into Miss Walker, I think it's important that I tell her that Richie's dead. But if I can't find her after 5 minutes of trying, then my desire to go copy this paper takes over, and I go do that.
He instantly says, "Fuck that bitch."
I think she is.
That's fair.
I think she is busy at the time being with her thing.
So
yeah, that's
busy.
fine.
Yeah.
It would enter his mind to be nice for at least a minute.
Do you require Travis, by the way? It's getting reasonably late, and his health has been a concern. Is he all right to go to bed? Or do you want him to come along?
No, yeah, I'd rather considering now I actually do think something weird is going on. I still am not going to put a supernatural name to it or anything like that, but I'd rather he stay near me so we can look after each other, really.
Okay.
So he can go to the room while I'll sit at my desk in one of the rooms, and he can go in another one that I've knocked the wall out of.
Roger that. He will do. Johnny, I'm sorry we've been away from you for a while. What has Johnny been up to?
He probably would have just prioritized getting in touch with the other player characters, talking to Ellie to see about what, if she's seen Richie around lately, because, he noticed someone mentioned that he wasn't around, talking to the doctor and seeing if their plans for the evening have changed. He's excited to be in the middle of a murder mystery and a lot less excited that Kealy went upstairs with Lena Lockwood. Because not necessarily that either of them are getting theirs. That's not a big deal. I mean, it's a little bit of a pride thing, but mostly just that he's being left out of the conversation. Because that's the last thing that he wants is for them to be talking about these things behind closed doors. Other stuff behind closed doors. Hey, you do you. But
or each other.
yeah.
As it were.
So I think he would be looking to talk to Abernathy specifically, or maybe Ellie, probably second only to Abernathy, and trying to avoid Boyle because, last he spoke to Miss Boyle, the guy that she gave the thing to was talking to the Reverend, and suddenly the Reverend's not around,
Yeah.
So pretty much talking to anyone, but if I see her, I will actively try to avoid her. But anyone else, I will just be trying to look for those two.
Have you checked your spot hidden today already?
Yep.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
It's been a 3-game day.
I will say,
if I don't bump into one of them, if they are all out of the lobby, I might just try to take a nap.
okay. So you connect with Dr. Abernathy early enough to know that the meeting is on for room 904 now, Bauer's room at midnight.
Okay.
That is not
I
disguised
also
from you.
tell him, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm in this because Johnny brought information to me. Like, he kicked this off, so I'm not going to keep him out of the loop. I take him somewhere private and show him the spell that I tore in half. Sorry, but I do. And I'm like, look, it's the Ankh. It's the Ankh, man. I told you the Ankh was part of this.
You can. The disturbing image is now torn in half.
Oh, good.
I'm going to say Johnny doesn't even have to roll his sanity to see the incantation, as mangled as this paper is.
Good. I hate to be an agent of delivering insanity to everybody.
Here you go.
Here you go. Have some insanity.
Well, I'll fill the good doctor in on the things that I don't realize he already knows.
Flash for you.
It's not delivery, it's disaster.
So I'll fill the doctor in on the things that I don't realize that he already knows. Like, oh yeah, by the way, one of the dead guys is Carver. It was his room that got burned, and the meeting's off, and the resident crackpot is dead now. Like, why would anyone want to kill this guy? Because it sounds like he was killed, not just happened to burn in his room, because it seems like he was tied up when things went down. It seems like he wasn't alone. He was making plans for later that evening. None of this sort of stuff adds up. So we got a real murder mystery sort of thing going on our hands. Cluedo hasn't been invented yet, but it really seems like that. Anyway, and informing you.
While you say that, I'm like, do you know who the other guy was? Like, I'm getting all
No, I
gossipy
don't know who the other guy was. Okay.
I'm like,
oh gosh, I wonder if that one mouthy broad knows. Ellie. Like, this is turning into a real
that it was Richie and he was murdered. He was Kealy.
The mouthy broad Ellie.
Yeah. Richie was keeled down on the first floor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He was moited.
He was keeled.
Yep. Yeah, so hey, this sounds like some real foul play. We might be in it over our heads. We got ourselves mixed up in a real mess here.
Yeah, well,
and it seems like
Bauer's
from what I can tell,
promoted to resident crackpot, and I wouldn't go anywhere by yourself, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. For the one part of me, I'm really interested to see where all this goes, and because on the other hand, I don't want anything bad to happen to me. But I mean, it seems like someone's getting really bent out of shape of a bunch of hooey about nothing. I mean, it's the diary of a crazy person or something. I mean, he did, if someone was going to die, I would have expected it to be the professor because of this whole deal with the Ankh, which we're pretty sure he has now, right?
It'd be nice to have the Reverend's notebook. It wasn't on his body.
It wasn't. Oh, you think it got burned up in the fire?
Maybe that's something you can figure out. I've got to go make a copy of this spell.
I guess I'm not doing anything else, but there's maybe I can go have a look.
You're Johnny Lawrence. You can any door will open for you, man. And I pat him on the shoulder and start heading for the elevator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just are we still planning to go and meet this guy? I mean, for the one thing,
absolutely. Come to my room at 11:45.
All right. Which one's your room again?
I'm the 7th floor.
Okay, all right. Oh, which one? Oh, okay. Well, if I was if I was expecting someone to die, it would be someone who was involved in this whole, you know, I can't think of the word for like art thievery and stuff like that. But
Heist?
but the whole heist shenanigans. Not this guy. I mean, I don't even see how he would. He seems a little bit under the radar to even be collateral damage. I guess I really want to see where this goes. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to be there at 11:45. But we got to be careful. We got to keep our nose clean. Do you own a firearm or a? I don't know. You don't seem like the guy who'd have. You haven't got a scalpel or something?
I shake my medical bag at you and say, I have scalpel, yes, but
My stethoscope doubles as a garrote wire.
yeah. I say no. I go to say no. I don't have a gun, and then it's like it dawns on me, and I say, well, I assume my hunting rifle is among my possessions up in my room. I haven't seen it in months.
Well,
It'd be a little difficult to walk around the hotel with a rifle over my shoulder.
Yeah. I wouldn't take it in the lobby or nothing, but I mean, if we're going,
I'll leave it next to the bed.
night,
That's a good suggestion.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll see what I can dig up too.
I've
I'll
got a
I'll go see
hunting
if I
knife you can
figure out
have
what
if you
happened to
want
that
it.
notebook. There might be something else useful in there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, take
Somebody
it.
wished us a nice Call of Cthulhu. That's great.
Oy vey.
All right, that
I'm
conversation.
glad I didn't share insanity with you.
That conversation done, Johnny. Where do you head next?
Well, where would Johnny go to figure this stuff out? Maybe I'll do an idea roll or something, because you said those are things you can do.
You can.
To the Hall of Stupidity. Stupidity.
I'll use my advantage to see if I can think of, hey, if that if I can figure out what might have happened to that book of his.
All right.
Because the doctor implied that would be useful. Maybe it was taken by the cops who had it in evidence, or was I'll probably end up going down to the first floor to see if what I can see, but I'm assuming maybe they have a guard posted. Apparently they don't, but Johnny wouldn't know that. Or if I've got to talk to people to try to see if I can't get a look at it, or what the deal is.
Let's see here. Looking at the rules for the idea roll. You can go ahead and roll it. I think it would just be a straight roll. Well, you've done your you've done your advantage thing. I'm just trying to see if it needed to be hard or extreme. Go ahead.
They're all, even advantage is not a success.
No?
So I probably just sit there and poo bear for a while in my room.
Oh my God.
Well, you eat 4 jars of honey and come up with nothing.
What a wonderful place to be. Stuck.
Oh gosh. So
yeah, I might just sit there and think, and then maybe, I don't know, fall asleep or something. And I don't have any idea if he doesn't come up with anything.
Oh,
well,
I thunk myself to sleep.
Another thing that can happen with the idea rolls is you succeed the idea roll. Because the game needs the idea rolls occasionally to move forward. But something bad happens because you weren't smart enough to figure it out. Ooh, we just got raided. Distal's Place. Thank you for the raid. Hello, welcome. Appreciate you coming in here. We are playing some Call of Cthulhu, and welcome new followers. We are Misty Mountain Streaming. We like to tell and experience great stories. We do that while tabletop role-playing games, and tonight it's Call of Cthulhu. Wow, so many followers. Thank you, guys. So, Johnny.
Thank you so much.
Johnny, you are sitting here. You are sitting here, and you are thinking to yourself, what could this be? What could this notebook be? This vital piece of evidence, clearly the most valuable possession to this murdered man. And you do fall asleep thinking about it. You're sitting down here in the lobby, in front of God and all creation, you take a little bit of a nap. While you were napping, I need you to make a power roll, please.
Oh, that's a 1. That's probably not great. Okay.
Leo Yeager giving out subs to some of our newcomers here. Thank you, Leo. Appreciate you. And thank you to Sir DM 1990. That's the year I was born. Silver Strikers, Scorch Queen, Pixelated Bunny, and Grim. I'm going to say Grim Raven. I believe that's how you would say that. Thank you guys for following.
Thank you so much.
Extreme success.
Yay!
Whoa!
Oh,
Sweet.
shit.
All right.
What kind of roll was that? Oh, a power roll.
That was a
Wow.
power roll.
Ooh.
I don't know what those are
Okay.
for, but I got it.
So,
No,
as
listen.
you were having this little nap...
Well, that's that BDE right there.
Oh, I want to actually do something, since you got an extreme roll here. Because this is just going to be fun.
I don't have any ideas, but I'm gosh darn committed to it.
So, Johnny, you are having a nap. You were still puzzling over this. In fact, you're still puzzling over this in your dream, wondering where this journal might be, what might have happened to this guy that you basically didn't know. You had one conversation with him, but the thought of him immolating in his room is just kind of disturbing you. And how did he get there? Why was he tied up? Someone had to tie him up. If someone tied him up, did they start that fire? If they did start that fire, then he was murdered. And if the journal is missing, did someone murder him for the journal?
Are they the other victim?
Whoever did the murdering must have that journal. If you find the journal, maybe you find the murderer. But who could it be?
And if we find him, we find
Cusco.
Oh,
yeah. So you were having this thought, and then this image of him immolating comes into your mind, and it stays there. And it's as though you're in the room with him. And then it's because you were in the room with this burning man, you start to feel the sensation of burning. You start to feel the sensation of you being burned.
You are in the desert.
In your
with
dream.
a lot of people surrounding you and cheering it on.
And you look at
You are the burning man.
you look at your hands in your dream and you watch them shrivel and start withering as the fire begins to consume them. I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll in your dream, please.
Raiders of the Lost Ark style.
Got to do another roll. I made 3 rolls. I got a extreme success.
Dude!
Oh,
That is great. You are going to lose a point of sanity even with a success on this, but just the
Johnny
one.
Lawrence. My goodness.
I'll have to thank I'll have to thank David Mullins of PF Chang's for giving me these dice that really hate me. But gosh darn it, when you're playing Call of Cthulhu, they come in handy.
So we're coming down to the end of the stream, but I will tell you, Johnny Lawrence, a couple of things. First of all, that you jar awake at this thought of this shriveling, agonizing, just decimation of your being. And you have a thought that whoever was whoever started this fire, whoever was able to have access to this guy, must either be someone with a key or someone that he would allow into the room. Which, for a relatively unknown person like Reverend Carver, has to be a very limited list of people. Probably either have to be an employee of the hotel or a personal friend. So that could be.
I got any friends.
That could be.
Did I hear anything about the door being locked, or the door wouldn't have been locked if he was tied up and gagged? I guess it wouldn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything along those lines.
Okay.
What I will say is as you wake, you see something and you think something, and those will be the notes that we end the stream on tonight. You see the elevator ascending. And for the first time since you have been here, you see it ascend all the way to the penthouse. Beyond all of the floors of this hotel, all the way up to the top. Before it begins to descend again. And secondly, you have the vague inkling that if you really wanted to, if you really tried, you could cause that immolating withering to someone else.
Great.
Johnny
You're our wizard.
Lawrence getting death powers?
I'm learning spells, just sitting there having dreams.
There's going to be Mike may be able to look it up before me with access to the book. You are going to be implanted with a spell by an entity beyond yourself. And it is going to involve a sanity loss. And I need to find out what it is before we end. So, Mike, if you can race me to find that.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Figured my guy would be the least likely to end up with a spell, and I get the first one.
Right. How is the dumb leading the dumber? I don't... What?
He's the most dangerous person to have access to a spell in Call of Cthulhu.
This is great because I haven't said
Right?
anything about this on stream yet, but Johnny Lawrence does have a gun in his room. It is a prop gun from the movie set. But up until the moment that he learned magic, he was very likely to end up in a situation where he died.
Visions happen quickly or slowly. The mythos and use a complete spell. The keeper should consider the level of sanity loss. A minimum of 1d6 is suggested. Once the process is complete, the keeper may require the target to make a successful intelligence roll to retain the knowledge. If it fails, it must be started new.
That all sounds great.
That's really all there is.
Read that part to me sentence by sentence, and we'll do what it says. Okay,
first you consider... complete spell has entered the character's mind by telepathy, and such powerful experience might also send the character directly to the asylum. You should consider the level of sanity loss. The least it should be is 1d6.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Ooh,
we're gonna go with the D8.
We're
gonna go with the D8. We're gonna step it up.
Okie doke.
I would also throw out that sometimes sanity loss of this type, considering where this is coming from, I'm not going to say exactly where this is coming from rule-wise, but sometimes however much he loses in sanity, he might gain in Cthulhu Mythos skill. And that's really the only ways you ever learn Cthulhu Mythos skill.
Roger that. Ooh. Good to know. Now, if Steve rolls above a 5 on this, then I get to drive him insane. So what did you roll, Johnny? 3. Dang it!
I got
this was my chance.
Also, if you look at your sanity, Steve, the smallest number off to the right, probably like 10 or 8 or 12 or whatever. If you lose that much in a session, something really bad happens. Not just at once, but the sum total.
Okay.
All right. So
far I've lost 4 this session.
All right.
Gotcha.
So you lose that sanity, and
Then the next thing, you may require him to make an intelligence roll to retain the knowledge.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, no.
And with this, you could say, hey, you can do it once, but you don't think you'll ever get it back. Or you could say you couldn't hang on to it.
I will use discretion.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, my mic's on.
I didn't hear you say
My
anything.
stream isn't working. Do I have a bonus die to use?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going in cold then. Let's see if I get to keep the spell. It would be weird for me to give it to myself, so I won't do that.
Yes, please don't. I would not put it on the screen.
I'll tell you what.
David Mullins, thank you very much.
Or
It is
yours.
another
Shitty
extreme
dice.
success.
Wow. All right. Yeah, the shop
Three
is out of
double
bonus
zeros in a
dice. Too
row.
many people gave it to Ellie tonight for us to
Dang,
give
I'll
another
tell
to
you
Johnny.
what.
Well done. So, Johnny, I will hit Steve up with the particulars of this spell at a later time. I'm sure Mike probably has ideas of what it is already just by reading the books.
I don't.
Oh,
I
good.
really don't. I don't know much about the spells. I'm basically he'll just need to know how many magic points it takes and what it does, and there's always a price to pay and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking forward to all of that. Believe you me.
There's always a price.
We
to
needed a
pay.
wizard, and the wizard always goes
Johnny-
insane. By
Johnny's
the
the
way, but
wizard.
it's really handy that you volunteered.
All right. Excellent.
Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Well done, you guys. We are going to get into the meat of this whole shebang, I think, the next time that we play, which will not be next week. We are going to take a week off. I'm going to be going on the road again, and I'm going to need to physically recover
On the road
from,
again.
from 2 weeks of travel. Also, Mike is going to be on a vacation with family, and we don't want to leave Dr. Abernathy out of this. We might not realize what he wears on a Thursday. Presumably a green bow tie.
Open to
and
suggestion.
some
Needs to be an earth tone.
some plaid hideous
Mm.
thing. Feel free
Can't
to
wait
feel free to
to
contact
go.
us or jump out in the Discord and give us recommendations. So
When we
will
come back in a couple of weeks, guys, remind us to take a
Are we
nap
2
so
or
that we
3
can
weeks away?
reset our sheet. And
Yeah.
resolve
I
Are
am.
we
We
2
are
or
going
3
to
weeks?
do. We're going to go ahead and do the investigator development phase when next we meet, because it will be nighttime, whether or not you guys are napping or otherwise.
Okay.
So we will make sure to get that done. We're not going to be playing on the 5th. I will probably do something on the 12th. It may not be Cthulhu because Mike will still be returning, but we will do
All right.
something. What's up, Erik? What I do?
I was doing this, and then you were like, "Oh, it won't be that day," and then you were like, "I don't know, it might be this one." I was just like, "All right, well, there you go."
You could just send Kealy up to
I
beat
was
the
just
shit out of
Kealy.
me in my room and justify me missing the game that
I
way.
mean, that is
Yes,
possibly true.
yes.
I'm gonna.
Well,
I mean,
you
you realize
studied
what we've
appropriate.
got now, guys. We've got a cleric, we've got a wizard, we've got a rogue, and we've got a barbarian.
we
I love
wow.
you guys.
Wow, we kind of do.
Wow, wowie,
Yep.
wow! I
I
can't
mean,
believe
Yeah.
it.
Come
Look at
on.
us doing different things and stuff in the
Wait, which one am
deal.
I?
You're the wizard.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are going to forward the love. We
You're a
got
wizard,
rated.
Harry.
We got Distal's Place rated us today. We will send everyone watching us forward to another channel. I think we'll go. We'll go see. We'll go see
Wanna
Dork
chill?
Tales tonight.
Oh, all right.
Dork Tales is
Tales.
live. I like those guys. They've rated us before in the past, and go see them. The next stream should be. We're gonna probably be doing a Mythic Odysseys of Theros prequel this week, unless Dan has changed his plans. So tomorrow night there will be Dungeons and Dragons on the channel. We will look forward to seeing you guys here back in a couple of weeks for more Cthulhu fun, where apparently we have a wizard, barbarian, rogue, and cleric in the party, and this is going to be great. And they're not all on the same team necessarily, which is awesome.
Come visit the happy hour tomorrow.
Yes, please. I'll pop Erik's link in the chat again. I'm going to be there a little bit late, but we will all hang out together, and I'll be there in the chat. Erik and Bliss, who is Death by Snoo in the chat, will be hanging out there. Once again, thank you to all the love that was showed to our channel tonight from everybody who was watching. Thank you to everyone who came over from Distal's Place. I will have to check you guys out. I'm going to drop you guys a follow as soon as we're done here. Verdania Man who came over. And Leo for giving out the subs, per usual. What a great fellow. Check in with me tomorrow, Leo. I'm going to be trying to relax, and therefore I'll be online to play game switches. All right. Go put in some Eldritch gibberish to our friends over at Dork Tales, please. Google some if you don't know any by heart. Lord knows I don't without my notes. Dork Tales. Woo-hoo. All right. The raid has begun.
Ian, love Dork Tales.
Thank you guys very much for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, so that you get notified when the next episode will come out, or join us live here on Twitch at Misty Mountain Streaming. In case you do not hear it
Just
any...
still love the shep.
Say what?
The shepherd.
The shepherd.
Oh wait, it's that way. I think. There you
Yeah.
go. Sorry, I love that tattoo so much. It just kills me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you should see the
the
back.
female chef over there, aka Ellie Walker,
Yeah.
aka Kealy at Silver Pen. We love her.
It's true.
And we love
One of my
Rob.
back is cooler, if you like Bioware.
We love our buddy Raven, and we love Diggy.
Good old Diggy.
Bad Mike.
Absolutely.
We've all
You
got
guys,
weird
thank you
names,
so
but
much.
DM Diggy Squirrel is still probably the weirdest one.
I don't know. It's kind of good actually. I mean, you know.
In
There's
case
a
you
story there I'll tell someday. If
one
you'd
of
like.
these days.
It's not random.
All right, we're about to raid without me getting to say my goodbye. So, in case you guys do not hear it anywhere else this week, and I sincerely hope that you do, we love you guys. See you next time. Say hi to Dork Tales.
I just kissed your heart. Oh my god.